Tonight, the sun will set here in Ottawa on another national championship, our final day of coverage. It's in Hortons, Brier. TD Place, the Brier patch. It's been buzzing all week long, and finally, our coverage wraps up inside TD Place. Tonight, a national champion will be crowned, and today it's about that bronze medal game. So glad you're watching our coverage. Hi, everybody. I'm Brian Mudrick. And the bronze medal game, always a story of what went wrong. For Northern Ontario, they were perfect in round-robin play, ran the table, and now they'll try come back from two devastating losses. Meantime, for Team Manitoba, first appearance, a chance to bring home that bronze medal to Winnipeg. If you missed it, a buzz in this building last night. It was phenomenal stuff. Semi-final came down to the final stone, 10th end between Northern Ontario and Alberta. Kevin Cooey having a look at that red stone. Is it biting? They thought it was. They weren't sure. Final stone regardless. Kevin Cooey has to feather his own rock, pick out the yellow stone, get it by in time. He did. So now, was it one for an extra end or two for the win? Here comes the stick, and yes, Mark Kennedy, you're off to the final. And what a way to lose. Gut-wrenching for Northern Ontario as they lose 6-5. So, the bronze medal game today, Northern Ontario, Manitoba tonight, that championship. Brad Gushue takes on Kevin Cooey. For much more, let's go up to the booth and join Vic Roeder.
Hello, Canada, and welcome back to Championship Sunday. Cheryl Russ alongside. Disappointment isn't anything new for Manitoba, of course. Mike McEwen having lost 5 of 6 Manitoba finals before getting here. However, he comes in as a rookie with all that experience, and I would think that he expected to do a little bit better. You always think that you have a chance to win. So now he's in this bronze medal game. How does he get past that disappointment?
You know what? I think you just don't even view it as a disappointment. When they started the beginning of this year, they would have had a bunch of goals set. One of them would have been to win Manitoba. The other would have been to get to the playoffs and also play really well at their first Brier. Check on all those items. I think their last goal will be to end this event with a bronze medal.
The key to this team, many people think, is, in fact, their fifth and coach, John Meade. He has them so focused on using whatever's ahead of them. They never look in the rearview mirror. Is it going to be difficult to get back for Manitoba? You bet. The point is now he's going to be playing a Northern Ontario team with a similar style to Alberta.
Very similar to a series of freezes by both front ends, and all of a sudden the bail point for Northern Ontario. You know Mike McEwen knows what E.J. Harnden's up. He's going to throw rockets in there, try to open it up. So it's all about come-arounds, shrink that scoring area.
11 straight wins for Northern Ontario. Would you have bet they'd lose 2 in a row? Not in your life. Maybe one, certainly. But back-to-back losses, and last night to Alberta on that measure. What happened?
Just 2 devastating losses to 2 great teams. They were winning those close games at the start of the week, but this is the cream of the crop. This is the playoffs. You're playing the best in the world. Brad Jacobs himself had 3, albeit really hard shots with big degree of difficulty, Vic, but he couldn't make all 3 of them, and that cost him.
Yeah, that's what stands out for me, is the fact that he missed shots and left points on the ice. One of them, that quiet tap in the front end, could maybe be accused for over-brushing it a little bit. And then, of course, he kicked out one of his own. There's 2 points. That could have been the win. There's an emotional team. Where is that emotional meter today?
Well, we see it all week. It runs at a 10 for this team all the time, and I do think that is part of what happened during the week, because it wears on you and the mental fatigue sets in. Brad Jacobs himself said it was a little bit tough. So the one thing they have riding and going for them today is their desire to win, and they'll bring all of that to win this game.
So all week we've been talking about Fear the Beard, that young man. Fear the peach fuzz today.
Final stone here at 9, Mike McEwen, and what an opportunity. Bang, bang, move it enough. Great shot. And it is. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4 for Team Manitoba.
Brad Jacobs, Canadian champion, gold medal winner. The Brush brothers got him. Bang, bang. Oh! This shot. Believe in the beard.
2016 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Tim Hortons, official coffee of Curling Canada. The 2016 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Ford of Canada, proud partner with Curling Canada for more than 20 years. By World Financial Group, helping Canadians have better financial futures. And by Cashmere Bathroom Tissue. Nothing feels like cashmere.
Championship Sunday here at the Tim Hortons Brier. Later tonight, the gold medal game. It's for bronze now, Manitoba against Northern Ontario. And it's time to meet the teams, brought to you by Home Hardware. Homeowners, helping homeowners with expert advice.
Hi, I'm Mike McEwen, skip of Team Manitoba. Our lead is Denny Neufeld, our second, Matt Wozniak, our third, DJ Neufeld, and we curl out of the Fort Rouge Curling Club in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Hi, I'm Brad Jacobs, skip of Team Northern Ontario. Our lead is Ryan Harnden, our second is EJ Harnden, our third is Ryan Fry, and we curl out of the Community First Curling Centre in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario.
Northern Ontario, with their perfect round-robin record, 11 straight to Manitoba's 8-3. So Northern Ontario gets the last rock. They also get the choice of stones, and they've elected to go with the yellows that they used in the 1-2 and in the semifinal. They're using them again today. And so Manitoba lead Denny Neufeld will get us underway on this Sunday afternoon, our final day in Ottawa.
Just BJ.
And you know something?
Mine's good.
Just that conversation that you saw there between the two skips. Sure, it'll happen on occasion during round robin, but John Meade suggested to me this will have a little bit of a lighter feel to it to share this game.
Yeah, I think it is. You come into this with, and sometimes that's when you get your best play out of the teams. They're so intense. We talked about that all week with both teams. You're focused, so concentrating on every shot. Sometimes you relax, and it's another lesson that you learn as a team, that maybe you get a great game out of yourselves because of that more relaxed intensity.
Well, that'll really be the balance for Northern Ontario, because there's no such thing as relaxed intensity with those guys. Maybe there should be, Cheryl, but it'll be interesting to, you walk through here 11-0, Vic. One of the best fields we've ever seen. And they lose this game, they go home without a medal.
But you made a good point, I thought, when you said, look, they won games where the luck,
really light.
as you say, right side of the inch was on their side. They could have easily been 7-4.
Yes.
So now they're 11-0. They go in. They go to an extra. They lose it. They left points on the ice there, too, against Newfoundland and Labrador. But in particular, that game against Alberta, when they had the draw to a stone shot rock back button, and they actually tap it back and get one. And then later, they had to make the tough double, and it kicked sideways, kicking one of theirs out. There's another point. Those 2 points, multiple point ends, are left on the ice.
Yeah, and there was another draw early in the game that they didn't quite get to the pin, and that's they're all hard shots. You can't say, oh my goodness, they just didn't perform, because they played very well. But you're right, Vic, against these top teams, you can't miss 3 shots that go on the scoreboard and expect to beat Kevin Cooey.
You like the interns? I like that. Yeah. Should be all right here now, I think.
You will, after a week like this, when you don't realize your ultimate goal, you will sit down as a team maybe the end of the year and look it over the end of the event. And that's one of the smart things to do. But for both teams, I don't know if Jacobs would change much about their year. And they've talked about that intensity. They play that way. And for Manitoba, this was all necessary experiences for them going towards the trial. These are all things that they had to have occur and gain a whole bunch of knowledge for their team.
I think you need to have a thick skin at this level, and you need to be a cheerleader for yourself sometimes, or for your team. Northern Ontario weren't totally happy with their performance, obviously, in the last 2 games. But if they win the measure, they probably win the game. If Kevin Cooey doesn't make an unbelievable last shot, we're not talking about it. So it's, you know, it's not like they're losing 10-0. So I agree with that. I don't think they're going to change too much.
Back 4. Back 8. Pete, go around it. Pete. Yep.
A little heavy and now trying to come around that stone top edge of the 4, the rub and roll off.
Keep going. Okay.
So the week that was for Northern Ontario, perfect. How can you argue against that? But then, of course, they play Newfoundland, Labrador, and they lose in that extra. It was a game of 2 halves, too, when you think about it. It was 4-1 Northern Ontario at the break. And they gave up a deuce. They gave up a steal of 2, the best team all week, you know, to holding teams to steals. And they give up a steal of 2, and they lose in that extra, and then they lose yesterday in the semifinal.
And those 2 stolen ends for the entire round robin. That's why they went 11-0.
Line's pretty good.
Weight's really good.
Line's good.
This is exactly what we talked about in our opening. I really, truly believe if Manitoba wins this game, it's because of this type of strategy. Congest that scoring area and shrink it down.
Go, Matty, attaboy.
Shot, man.
Mike McEwen,
Try to stick that yellow
story
here.
well documented, comes here after losing 5 of 6 Manitoba finals. All that tour experience, all that success. Then he loses right out of the gate. And you think, oh my goodness, how's he going to rebound? But did very well. But make a note, you see the losses? They were to people, teams, all above him. And then, of course, he dropped that 3-4 page playoff to Alberta 7-5.
I think you just put it back.
Guard it for now.
Yeah, that's pretty. Those rocks are lined up pretty well on that Northern Ontario yellow.
Halfway, 2/3.
But you don't want to go after that too early in the end.
We're there right now, Matty. Room. 2/3.
Yep.
2/3 for sure, Mike.
For sure.
Sweep it a bit if you can.
Matt,
Hair deep.
gotta go.
Hair deep.
Gotta go. Losing
Real
line.
tight.
Still just halfway?
No,
Stay with that.
it's real deep.
Well, it's just gotta sit.
Shows it.
Oh, yep.
Good. Whoa. Good. Nice shot. Good.
Throw. Different path coming in.
Guarded the appropriate side. It overcurled a bit, but left the red open, which we know where that's going. So that's good guard.
Over the top and see if you can get this coming in. 100%.
Go, right?
Yeah, pretty thin.
Like about a half rock.
Most teams would run this into the 2 dangerous red ones. They're going to try to make the double run into the red ones,
Yep.
which opens things up.
Hard, wall. Yep, Pete.
What? Shot.
Really nice. That's, you know what, Reston, you just said that what we talked about so many times through the week, that the teams that did it the best were doing 2 with 1. They're getting 2 shots out of 1 and they see it.
He can hit and roll.
Tapping and rolling, man.
What
I mean,
about a tight
let's
one?
replace it just
like
right.
almost splitting center.
Well, you want to leave that, don't you?
Well,
want to leave
yeah.
that yellow accessible?
I think you just guard ours perfectly.
Well,
Guard
no,
the middle red.
you don't want him to do this.
Yeah,
right?
I know.
Maybe just touch the line?
Yeah.
This is
Same height.
This is the shot.
I think a little tighter.
Yeah.
Watch where this broom goes. We've talked about it on the weekend here. Mike's ladling out nearly 6 feet here for this guard.
And they're guarding basically the pick, the second red stone, so they want to touch the center line. Northern Ontario has nothing on the top red.
Top where? Top 12? Danny, you're in.
Again, we make the point, and Russ explained it yesterday.
Line it up.
Outside in
Matt, hard.
will curl a lot more than inside out.
Right.
Good. Okay.
And because of the fact that, you know, you call it dish, half pipe, whatever you will. It's not dramatic, but it will affect the stone. It's because when you pebble, the pebblers go to the outside more than in the middle, and that's why it builds up. And Dave Merklinger and his crew try to keep it as level as possible, but just over time it builds up.
Wonderful example for the people at home. If you've never curled, the ice changes. It's not, when you look at it on TV, it doesn't look like it changes, but these athletes have to make adjustments constantly.
He's trying to get to nose and save the throwing rock.
Oh, he's got this double right now underneath, so
I like this.
the only way to, yeah, that's the shot.
You just want to keep your shooter
Just spin this here.
further this way.
Yes.
Than this.
Yes. I was thinking like control or normal.
You should get a little bit of curl, eh?
Yeah, like normal weight.
Okay.
So the winner of this Tim Hortons Brier will pick up that money, and a lot of it comes in Sport Canada funding, which will of course set you up for the 2-year road to the trials, as well as all those points. And then they see the difference, the $10,000 in difference between third, fourth points as well, because of those trials for Korea, which will be here in Ottawa in November of next year.
Hair down. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Trying to roll the shooter to the right.
Whoa. Yep. Yep. Whoa. Yeah. Hard.
Good. Shot, Mike. Good. Shot, Mike.
Even if you stick right there, it'll give you a chance.
Yeah, well.
Oh.
Yeah. I like the out, yeah.
Okay.
Right there.
This is what these wonderful striking bands can allow these athletes to do. Big weight, bang, bang. That's the easy part. If you get it just perfect, Ryan Fry calls it nice, it could end up going that way. And if they get really fortunate, they could end up in there, believe it or not, and a chance for 2. Maybe a good half, Cheryl?
Yeah, pretty close.
Whoa. Whoa.
Brad Jacobs.
EJ.
First has last rock here in the first. 1, 2. And it'll sit there.
Can you make this for 2? Pretty hard.
Even if you rolled out.
Well, that's what I was, that's what I was thinking.
Why don't we just roll into this?
Sure. Yeah, fine.
You're worried about this?
No. No, I'm worried about nosing it.
Like you aggressively go for the roll, right?
Yes. I don't mind it.
Yeah, I probably can't make that.
Can you make that?
Slash and stay. You don't think you can make that? You'd probably just peel this out. No chance. No.
Wow.
We can play this, Mike. I don't mind it. Yeah. Like you like this a little less weight?
Yeah, I was thinking easy.
Okay, right there.
Don't you find, Cheryl, I noticed in the Alberta game last night, you have so much respect for the other team. You start looking at all these options that some of them weren't options before, and then you run out of time.
Go at it hard, Mike.
We've seen it quite a lot this week. Teams playing so well, and they don't miss anything, and so you really have to be aware of everything you're leaving. Rock positioning has been key for every game.
Mike's going to try to roll buried here. The last thing he wants to do is leave a double.
Whoa. Control. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Whoa.
Best thing he's ever played in.
Whoa.
Mike McEwen.
Whoa. Whoa.
Finally be able to pick up that purple heart.
Whoa. Hard on the roll.
And now the roll over and underneath. What a nice first for Manitoba and McEwen.
Good. Great shot, Mike. Thanks. Good throw. Yeah, really good. Shot, Mike.
I was kind of with BJ, and I don't know, Russ, if there was even a shot for 2 if you just picked out that stone for Mike.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know if you can stay on the right-hand side.
Right, with the yellow rays,
Yeah.
you mean, if there was only one red there, yes. I doubt if you would stay.
No, I'd be pretty tough.
Pretty risky.
Let's go, Brad.
The good thing with this roll is it makes this a little bit tougher for the draw. They rolled to just the edge of the 4. Just got to hit full 4.
Yeah, piece of the 4-foot. Fight the red. Final stone as a draw against 2.
Felt okay to me.
For Brad Jacobs, out of his hand. He likes it.
Gotta go.
And now it's the Brush brothers, EJ and Ryan.
Never can hurt it. Boys. Can never hurt it.
Boy, that sounds fresh, doesn't it? When you can hear that scrub like that.
Come on. Keep going.
New path.
Oh, they do. Look at that. Wow. Fear the beard. There's something weird about the beard. They give up the steal of 2. 44 curlers started the week with a chance to drive away in an all-new 2016 EcoBoost Ford Edge Sport in the annual Ford Hot Shots competition. That number cut down to just 2. The final, Manitoba's Denny Neufeld against Newfoundland Labrador's Brad Gushue. And Gushue had a battle on his hands, but came up big when it counted most, including a big 5 on the hit and roll. The skip would come out on top. Brad Gushue wins the Ford Hot Shots and a 2-year lease on a 2016 Ford Edge Sport. And the Hot Shot winner drove all the way to the 1-2 page playoff, right through then to the gold medal game tonight. Newfoundland Labrador, Brad Gushue, and Alberta, Kevin Cooey, this evening for the championship here at the Tim Hortons Brier in Ottawa, as we welcome you back, our final day coverage.
It's good now. It's good.
Northern Ontario coming up light with that final draw to give up the steal of 2. Manitoba's on the board. Once again, it will be Northern Ontario that has last rock here in the second, playing the Yellowstones.
I truly think Brad was happy with the speed there. He just, there's so much curl now outside in with the bit of a dished ice situation. That just curled a little more, and he thought got into a slower area that hadn't been trampled down during practice, and it cost him.
Cost him too. So let's take a look at what you think the keys are to the games today, this bronze medal game.
Good throw.
For Northern Ontario.
Well, play the percentages. Once in a while, and Brett admitted it in the 1-2 game against Newfoundland. They let their emotions run the strategy a little bit as opposed to their head. So think about what's going on. Think about the score. Think about where the rocks are before you make that decision. And obviously, it's all about intensity with this team.
And for Manitoba and Mike McEwen.
Well, I think, you know, for Manitoba, it's going to be really enjoy this opportunity. You get to play on a single sheet in front of a great crowd for a bronze medal, and that's just a treat. And it's one of the toughest Brier fields in history. And then the other key to the game is the bail point. You've always got to watch when the ends start to build up as to when to bail and open it up and move on to the next end.
The keys to the game are brought to you by World Financial Group, helping Canadians have better financial futures.
Whoa, 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 whoa. No,
Shot each.
Watch this one, Mike. Stick in this one. Sweet.
Shot.
Well, that other one. Yeah, let's do the other. Yeah, 2/3.
The tighter one's an easier raise, and it gives you a better result because you might stay in underneath cover.
So firm.
This
2/3.
closest red, half a rock onto that top yellow.
Pair up.
Yep. Hard. Whoa, 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 whoa. Beach.
Matt Wozniak,
Go.
BJ Neufeld, and got them all. Touched them.
Sorry, just overcooked.
Gets rid of
really.
the Manitoba stone, unlocks it, leaves that Northern Ontario stone half covered, top edge of the floor.
Yeah, just overcooked it a little early.
Losing their shot rock might not be that bad because now the yellow one that's buried is very accessible. It's not locked in on a Manitoba stone.
No, and they've got, Manitoba's got their own to run back. If this angle's not good for a run back double.
Got room. Line's good. Line's good. Got room. Top 8.
Yeah, weight's good.
Line's good, just for weight. Yep.
Room. Got room. Right here. Line's fine. Kind of needs to curl. Yep, go ahead. Go ahead, Fry. Go ahead, Fry. Keep going, Fry. Keep going.
The World Junior Championships came to an end today in Turnbu, suburb of the greater Copenhagen area. And Mary Fay and her team from Chester, Nova Scotia, playing the Americans. And they would run them out of rocks to pick up a 7-4 win And the third straight win for Canada in women's junior play. Back-to-back for Kelsey Rock and now Mary Fay from Chester, Nova Scotia. As the crowd here in the arena at TD Place. And Mary Fay joins us from Copenhagen. I'm hoping that you heard that, Mary. That applause was for you and your team.
Oh, wow. It's great to have the support.
Congratulations to you, Kristen Clark, Carly Burgess, Janique LeBlanc, and Sarah Daniels. You had quite the week. Describe it to me, please.
The week went by just so fast. The people here were so hospitable, and we had such a great time. But, I mean, the games and the competition, the level of competition was great. And just to be in that final game, it was our goal, and it was so great to be able to come out and play well.
You played well indeed. What was the experience like for you at the world level in terms of the competition?
It was a great experience just to be surrounded by such a diverse cultural body of people and to get to meet so many people who don't speak English and how difficult it was to communicate with them. But it was great to compete against them. They made some great shots, and to just be there at the end, we're just so proud to bring that gold medal home for Canada.
Boy, you've had a whirlwind, haven't you? I mean, you come off those World Youth Olympics. You won a gold medal there. I guess it was in mixed play. That was in Lillehammer. And then Copenhagen. You've seen a lot of the world in a very short period of time.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I think everywhere I've been for curling. So had it not been for curling, I might have never left Nova Scotia.
You know what?
I mean, this has been a crazy year.
That's great. That's a good point because you've come through Canada Games. You've played at the junior level coming out of Nova Scotia. What has the game of curling meant to you?
It's been a huge part of my life, and it's so much more than a sport. I mean, I've met so many amazing people. I've made some great friends, and I've made some memories that will last a lifetime. And just the experience that you get from competing in the sport. I mean, it's a great sport, and the level of sportsmanship and just the camaraderie. It's a great thing to be a part of, and I'm just so thankful that I got into it.
Well, you know what? You're a great salesperson for the sport, and still at the age of 17 have accomplished so much. We congratulate you and your entire team on your World Junior Championship. Have a safe trip home. I know they'll be waiting for you in Nova Scotia.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
All the best. Mary Fay, who is the Women's World Junior Champion for Canada, a third straight year.
Pretty incredible win.
And at 17.
Oh, that's unbelievable. That's a wonderful team. We watched them, Vic, at the Canadians a couple times, and the sky's the limit.
There's for parents wondering whether to put their kids into sports and what it does. You listen to her speak and how composed she is, and, that's what you do. You put your kids in sport, and it gives them so much ability in life going forward, whether they win a world championship or not.
And she wouldn't have, the point that stands out for me is she would not have been able to do it without curling. Now, granted, she's very good at it, but curling gave her that vehicle to do it.
That opportunity, absolutely, to go around the world is incredible at such a young age.
Get her out, Maddie. Shot, Mike. Good.
That could hang.
Hey, shot, Mike.
It's just going to best bite.
Good throw. Shot. Nice. Put it in the same spot.
Yeah, exactly.
As we had. Yeah, it's all about lines.
Let's go, T.
Edge of the 8's good.
Yeah, I like it.
Either way, just fully bury it.
Top 8, guys.
Okay. Speed's great here.
This big curl, this is where it's tricky. If, let's say Brad goes top 8, if he staggers them at all, you might see Mike McEwen go right around everything. It'd be difficult to bury it totally, but you could walk out of here with a steal after all this. Obviously, they can't get it quite buried. The double will be on. I don't think there'll be a lack of curl here.
Brad, just in his release, takes a little bit less ice than everybody else out there. You always see the brooms inched in a little more for him.
Big rotation.
Yeah, a little in out release.
But does he step it up now? Is it in the back of his mind that you maybe have to give it a little bit more, Cheryl?
I think he would have had a good conversation with the sweepers and realized that was just a path that caught them. Perfect weight here.
And in behind it goes. And they are sitting 2 with Last Rock.
Not enough for the double.
Oh, it's a long, long center guard.
Probably
In
there.
fact, both guards are, are long.
It's hard. It's really hard to me.
So like,
pick one out.
for normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm not hitting much of that.
Probably hit a third. It's made.
I'll have a look at it.
Hit a
Yeah,
third.
might not look good.
I don't think you're
from
gonna
the
like the look of it at the hog or the hack.
Yeah, it's not gonna look good.
You can see a good quarter. A good quarter? I think. Well, I'm not throwing it, so you tell you.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
Good point.
What do you need, a third?
Got maybe a quarter.
Yeah, like you got to hit at least half rock.
Oh man, if you
Maybe
hit
more than half. I'm not sure it's here. I think they're slowly talking themselves out of this one.
Just pick one out.
It's the same shot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you make it with control?
Let's just throw normal here, I think.
Okay.
Well, no, I like for normal.
Like just playing this?
Okay.
You would never look at
I like
this
this.
before, the
No.
directional sweeping, but now it brings it into play.
Okay.
There's shots there that you may not have seen or that weren't there before.
Yes.
Mike McEwen.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
His last.
Denny.
Northern Ontario sitting the 2.
Hard, Denny. Hard,
Denny
Denny.
Newfield. Get it by.
Good, good.
And over. And they'll get their one off the top. So it'll be the draw
Wasn't there, eh?
for 2.
Good shot.
Best I could do.
Smart move. They kept the weight up, made sure they just got
I
the one.
can hardly see anything in the hack.
You had to hit at least half.
Thanks.
And you said, Cheryl, with the directional brushing, if you threw like a board weight, you could hit half. But are they going to go to the rings? They were so high in the rings. Perfect rock placement by Northern Ontario.
Definitely more. A little bit more, I think.
Mine's good.
This is just a clean.
No
Easy
backing.
right now.
Oh, yeah.
It's heavy.
Okay.
No backing. Okay,
Line is
you'll
fine.
You'll have backing now. Still,
Easy.
still
Line
on
is
fire.
Weight's good, weight's good, weight's good.
Okay, you got it now. Shot, T.
Yeah, Brad.
That's much better. We're all tied at 2.
Brad doesn't have to hair the guard here. You can hit and roll 3 or 4 feet.
I actually felt really confident when I got in the hack for that final shot.
Make sure you get by.
As long as I didn't overthrow it, I felt I had a good opportunity to make that shot.
For the win. And a spot in Sunday's final.
Yep, just shy of the hack.
I feel like I'm sliding on the broom. I feel like my weight is there.
The land. Nichols calling live.
Yes!
If we sweep it right, we've been making most of them, and that's a comfortable feeling.
Gotta go. Gotta go. And they are going to the final. Newfoundland, Labrador. The Gouju gals loved every moment of it. Into the final for Brad Gouju. Now he'll play Kevin Cooey, who's trying to win a 3rd Canadian championship. 10-14. Can he make it now in 16? 7:30 Eastern Time this evening. The championship, the gold medal game. Tim Hortons, Brier from Ottawa.
Line's good. Yep. Stay on it, each. Stay on it.
Top 4.
Line's okay.
Manitoba with a steal of 2 in the first. Northern Ontario replies with 2, and so here we are in the 3rd now of this bronze medal game, tied at 2, and Manitoba, Mike McEwen of the Fort Rouge Curling Club in Winnipeg will have Last Rock for the first time in the game playing the Redstones.
Well, Manitoba finds themselves in a little different position. They were chasing against Alberta in the 3-4 game, which is hard to do. All of a sudden, they've got control of this game with tied with Hammer.
Whoa! Still needs to curl.
Okay, it still needs
BJ!
it still needs to come down a bit.
Line's good.
It's really good.
Line's good. Glue it. Line's perfect.
Whoa,
over curling,
whoa.
over curling. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Wow.
Okay. Pretty good.
That's where the directional brushing is the most effective, when the rock's starting to lose its speed. With a slow handle, slow rotation, you can really carve them. That they overcurled that by a good 6 inches.
Let's say a hair heavy. Top 12, good line. Good line. Stay close, Fry. Yep.
Well, line. Line's line, just for weight. Line's really good.
Line's good, Fry. Right, yep.
Just for weight.
Line for now.
Just line. Just for weight. Line's good.
Line's great.
Yep.
Yep. Room. Right here, Fry. Yep, come on, Fry.
Like that die.
Good judge, boys.
Both those slowed down.
And it's just as they get to the center line.
Keep an eye on that.
Run the nose. Okay. You're thinking this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's even better.
Does the shooter stay?
Well,
No, pretty tough.
not really, no. No, not to get them all off.
I like your first goal.
Yeah, I think nose.
Okay, sure.
Hit it a shade high is okay too.
On the beat.
Or low.
Less riskier. If you hit this on the right-hand side, you make the yellow double. If you hit it even thinner, you'll get your own onto the back shot rock.
Yep. Hard. Hard.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Might get their own. There it is.
Not bad.
Plan B.
So it stops right there and sits top 8. And Hilva with last rock.
Way smarter call. The other one had risk. That one didn't.
There. Was pretty positive with it.
Yeah, they were really surprised. It really moved at the last, just after the hog line.
Ends up great, I think. They've got a corner guard to work with now. They're shot rock.
Hack. Clean.
Just hack.
Clean. Yep. Well. Clean.
Yeah.
Yep.
Down. Yeah.
Yep. Well. Yep.
Yeah.
Ryan Harden.
Whoa.
Weight's
Clean
good.
it.
Right.
Fry. Go ahead, Fry.
Roll. And I'll tuck a little corner underneath, maybe.
There's a spot there with heel, eh?
Couple of grains of granite.
Hard to get off that and trust that it's not going to go sideways.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
Good. Shot.
Leaves their shooter in a pretty good spot.
Attaboy.
That control zone.
Like this.
You have a preference on turn from there?
In.
What?
In.
You like the in? I think right to the button.
Okay.
Trying to create a little bit of separation here. If this is good, they know there's a run back coming.
Got room.
Back 4, maybe.
Got room right now, too.
Back 4. Line's good.
EJ, clean it.
Back 4.
EJ.
Back
Line's
4.
good.
Back
T. Okay.
T.
You're
Yeah.
gonna need to finish it.
Back 4. Yeah, we know when.
Go ahead. Okay. Line's okay. Yep. Whoa.
Shot right. Good shot.
This has been the difficulty for a lot of these teams, is to find creative ways to force the team with hammer to their one when they're so good at all the run backs. It's just...
You and I were discussing that for a long time, and I think if we came to the conclusion that if they did go back 4, then Manitoba would probably freeze. Now there's some risk, but Northern Ontario freezes, and now the blank's just about gone. Because this type of shot's being made so often.
Whoa, roll that off.
Yep. And they'll run this one by.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
But rolls the shooter over. It's still in play, covering the edge of the
What turn do you like for the guard, Fry? In again?
There's some curl on that center line today. I heard Ryan Fry under his breath say there's a spot there where it really goes. That's another one that overcurled.
Weight's real good.
Okay, line looks good.
Tight.
Clean it right now.
Yeah, real dead.
Go, Ryan. Go.
Ryan.
Whoa.
Clean it.
Go, Ryan.
Yep.
Go, Ryan. Curl.
Whoa. EJ, yep. Come on, EJ. Gotta go. Really gotta go now. Really gotta go.
Good.
Great shot. Covers it.
It was gonna go sideways. Yeah. Good shot, right? We run it.
Can you access your one you just shot?
You know, some teams will go out and they'll, for practice, play against the perfect opponent. So they'll say play 5 ends of trying to force and come up with different ways, and the coach will place the opposition stones as if they played 100% to try to find different ways that they can force their opposition in an end, or alternately do it the other way with hammer and try and figure out different ways that you can get the hammer, get your deuce.
Very nice. BJ Neufeld runs it back. Nothing's in the rings. All red out in front.
And all raisable, which is a key here, because this will probably be underneath cover with Brad's out-turn come around.
I can't believe that curled that much. Maybe there wasn't enough ice. Oh, I can't believe Maddie's curled that much. Yeah, that's true.
Let's go, Brad.
Go ahead. A little bit of line.
Wait, mine's good. Mine's good. Yep. Room.
Mine's
room.
good. Wait's perfect.
Brad
room.
Jacobs.
Got room. Mine's good.
First skip stone.
Mine's good. Needs to curl, I think.
Mine's good. Wait's perfect. Right to here.
Mine's good, Pete.
He had maybe the most honest quote
Go, Ryan. Go, Ryan.
before it all began last Saturday. Looking at the strength of this field, some have been saying it best in Brier history, with the likes of a McEwen first time, return of a Glenn Howard, and all the experience. He said whoever wins this deserves it. So tonight, whoever walks off and stands on the top step of the podium will have come through quite the event.
Oh, it's an incredible field. And even the teams that weren't expected to do well were probably the strongest representatives of their respective province. You know, Adam Casey, Jean-Michel Menard, you know, Pat Simmons, my goodness, like a 2-time champion.
Jamie Cooey brought, you know, his team was a stronger team, I think.
Way stronger, absolutely.
Like so many stronger teams, and that gave everybody a run for their money.
The chance here, turn that defensive shot into an offensive shot if you could ever stick this or roll behind the corner.
Normal. Whoa, firm normal. Yep.
Hard. Whoa.
Hard. Whoa.
Whoa.
Daddy.
No.
Daddy.
No.
Daddy.
Daddy. Hard, Danny, hard, Danny, hard, Danny.
Very nice call. Just pops out, though.
Yeah, thanks.
Boy, that much on the other side, it's sunk underneath. Great try.
So close.
I see a lot more of these teams, Cheryl, playing like normal at those and utilizing the brushing. They used to be just bullets all the time. It was either made or missed right out of your hand. It's a really good try.
Now, I can't speak for stones that they may use on tour, but maybe one of the reasons they can bring that weight back, Cheryl, here is because we know these Curling Canada stones are very lively.
Yeah, you're right, Vic, they are. So you've got a little bit more option for rolls and everything. You don't need to throw that massive weight. And I think that's just been something these teams have worked a lot on over the last couple of years. It's been another advancement of the game where the down weight, getting more out of the shot, using your brusher's fitness has come in because of that. So
just enough to push it through, leaves maybe half a stone showing.
It's straighter here.
Yeah.
Touch loss. Yeah.
Hard.
Yep. Hard.
Hard, real hard.
Right up.
You're
Right
good.
up, Danny, right up there.
Final stone, and away it goes. Not a rock to be seen. We're tied at 2. It's a beautiful spring-like day here in Ottawa. As temperatures are supposed to get up close to 10 degrees. All the snow pretty much gone. Rideau Canal is closed, of course, for the winter season. All-Star weekend as well, as the first-team All-Stars were named. Congratulations to Denny Neufeld, Brent Lang, Ryan Fry, Brad Jacobs. The selections made by the Canadian Curling Reporters. Second team, Ben Hebert out of Alberta heads it up with E.J. Harnden and the backhand of Mark Nichols and Brad Gouju, Newfoundland and Labrador, heading, of course, towards tonight's gold medal game. So congratulations to the All-Stars of this year's Tim Hortons Brier here in Ottawa. Canadian Men's Curling Championship, 87th edition. Fourth time it's held here in Ottawa, first back in 1979. Won by one Barry Fry. Last year without a playoff. The playoffs began the year after that. Mr. Fry is here, and he's watching his son Ryan on the ice and playing for Northern Ontario in this bronze medal game. We're tied at 2, and the blank means that once again it'll be Manitoba that does have Last Rock playing the Red Stones. And there he is. The 1979 Canadian Men's Curling Championship went 10-1.
Probably
Barry Fry, so
slower,
nice to have
right?
had a couple of words with him, and I was mentioning, yeah, there you are, Barry. Congratulations. Yeah, goodness gracious now. What do you ever do? Don't. What do you stop showing me, would you please? Okay.
Line only.
Wonderful gentlemen, great family.
That's
And
good.
again, as you see so often, curling runs so deep in the family.
Yep. T-line.
T-line. It's getting
Coming
better.
down. Weight's good now.
It's getting better. Matt's in. Matt's in.
Line only, Mike. It's there.
Glue it. Glue it.
Yeah, we are.
Glue it.
We are.
Nice
Attaboy, Danny.
shot.
Denny's had a great week. First in leads in scoring percentages.
Like you have to give that.
And that's, I mean,
Call me crazy,
all
but I
these
kinda
teams
like
need
here.
those setup
I
shots
like
to
it.
start the game, and they have to be perfect. It allows them a lot of opportunities to play some run backs and
nice
score
and high.
or get out of a lot of trouble.
There's a great example there of perfect, because if Northern Ontario runs that back, there's a good chance that red one squirts in behind the Manitoba corner guard, and it's a chance to score 3.
Okay,
So
line
they'll
looks
jiggle
good.
it around, move it around, try to get their
Line
own
looks good.
freeze on there.
No. Line's good, I think.
It was close to the yellow.
Okay, well,
No, we're good.
Or to the yellow.
rocks
Close
are
to the
coming
yellow.
down. And
It's nothing's been
Oh.
down here.
Pete. Clean. No, that's good.
Oh. Shot. Play the tap, Mike.
I was thinking this, Matty. You could probably hit it so you spin this in behind cover.
Okay.
Firm? Yeah, firm.
Really
Firm, about
aggressive
3
call here.
Quarters. Okay.
You could double peel the yellows.
Should curl a bit, right?
Kind of thought he would look at that, especially the way.
But he has a great point here. This could work. If Matt can tap this back onto their own red, the red's queued up on that angle like we talked about before, that'll kick over by that red guard.
Hard, Dan. Hard, hard, hard.
Okay. Okay, good try.
Try to go tight, but bury it a bit more, right? Yeah, right there.
He can pick that yellow, eh?
Not easily.
Just tight guard right here.
That measuring stick played a big part last night, didn't it, in that semifinal?
Clean, yep. Pete.
That one stone by Alberta just
Go on, Pete.
by the little pimple on the outside. That stone was in, just biting.
Help him out, Fry.
Line's good.
Just watching them waiting
Go,
for
Fry.
that measurement was
Go, Fry. Get it past
painful.
that other one.
Just past it.
Okay, okay. That's fine.
Try it again.
A little longer than they
Mike,
wanted.
you like this at all?
Yeah, I can do that too.
It's just a bit long now to
Really
try
like
that run.
Right.
Sure.
You guys like that?
I do. I mean, this works well. We can do this, though. Just firm.
You leave a double guard here, double corner guard.
Just firm, Matt.
And that red one cued the right direction.
Yep. Hard! Hard! Right up! Right up! Right up! Right up! Okay, good.
Gets one of the stones off the center line, leaves theirs out in front. They've got a couple out there.
Just a hair tight, eh?
Not ideal for Manitoba because a lot of rocks preventing a draw to the 4-foot area now.
Yeah.
Got lots of
Tight
line
by
on this
itself.
one.
Almost in.
Line's good.
Don't want to at all.
Stay close.
Are we freezing?
Freezing. Just wait.
I think we're
freeze
freezing.
it. Coming down. Wait.
We're frozen.
It's frozen.
Freeze it. Whoa, line. Whoa, line actually needs to curl. And
A lot of weight.
Okay,
Yeah, that was supposed to be a guard. Little tight, and then of course it doesn't come up because it's a little heavy.
You want to throw some weight?
Denny's perfect freeze and it cued on the right angle now gives you the advantage. This is gone. This is gone. That red one is obviously going to go this way. The shooter will go this way, and if it's perfect,
I want this to
you can
go.
end up with a couple underneath cover.
Otherwise, easy. You're just putting it here. It's going to be out counting us.
Okay.
Think you want to throw a firm normal?
Again, we point out these stones are lively, so Russ, you don't necessarily have to throw something that's going to take down the wall.
True, because you might lose your the rock that's in the rings now by throwing this much weight, but they're also worried about getting both yellows, so it's kind of like, what do we do? But as long as they roll buried, take their chances on having two stay there.
Wozniak, Denny Neufeld, who's got it? Wozniak, last licks, and both will go, and one is undercover, the other one will spill out into the 12, and that's the open stone.
Can't criticize what a brilliant shot, double roll, but they could have been a little lighter to your point, Vic. The yellows went easy, so then that red wouldn't have squirted quite as far. Beautiful shot, though.
Now this is an opportunity for Ryan. You get a roll under 3 guards.
Whoa. Ryan.
Hard, Ryan.
Hard, Ryan.
Hard, Ryan.
Come on.
Ryan Harnden, watch EJ right here now trying to work it underneath, and they do. And it is the shot rock undercover.
That's why these corners, too, you look at how tight these corner guards are. You can use them down the road for any runs in. This will be an advantage here.
As this? Yeah. Okay. You want to touch more, or is that?
I think that's good.
I think that's good.
Big shot here. Straight back.
Here more. Yeah. Whoa. Yep. Hard. Jeez.
Yeah, they missed it. Couldn't hold it. Now it rolls over, and it's not staggered, so it's available to them again. Center line run back possible.
Oh, that jump.
Not the first time we have heard that, Cheryl. The
Yeah.
stone just jumped.
I think it's just coming off that hill on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Even with the big weight, they're going hard.
That really.
Top left, Fry.
Couldn't have rolled the guard to a worse spot either. It's now a center guard. Brad Jacobs will just loop right around it on the intern.
Where are we going with this?
Cover the pin?
Like, cover the pin.
Exactly, yeah. Perfect. Okay. Still good, really good speed here, Brad.
Surprised they're going that deep, Cheryl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought maybe just top 4.
Yeah.
It'd be really tough to score then.
You said you can hit half of that.
Pin, you got an opportunity to play maybe a backline weight and tap it a bit.
Might even be that slash yellow double, too, when you sit one berry. We'll give him the same shot again, though.
Skip stones.
Go a bit on that. Felt like
Brad Jacobs first. Front end says
Go for
it's
button. Cover the pin, boys. Line's
running
good.
just fine.
Line's
Cover the
good.
pin.
EJ, if anything.
One thing
Line's
we've learned
good.
this week with
I like
the
it to come
damp
on.
weather
Yeah, he's right.
is that sometimes the ice will look a lot worse than it is.
Mine's good. Mine's
But the
good.
pebble still is there. Stones will run through. And doesn't quite cover the pin. Gets to the top edge of the button.
It doesn't look as good from the hack.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so that firm weight.
I think that's
Good
a good
bumper.
spot.
Yeah, very nice.
Good bumper or something like that.
Yeah, throw it hard. Normal's plenty of weight.
Yeah.
You're hitting like a
a firm normal. I have lots of room by.
The idea is just to get.
I want to hit right there.
Yeah,
so.
third.
I think firm normal.
This was why
I
they
can
were trying to
zing it
get it
too.
to the pin, because they thought that that would make this a little tougher,
Yeah.
but I think
Firm
this is
weight.
pretty tough.
So firm. I think
Anyways.
that's kind of what you were. Right there.
Not a lot of room by the red, and not a lot of time to get any extra curl.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna drop it down a bit. So touch more ice.
Mike could also follow that one down. He only has to
I think
bump it
you're
a
right.
foot to be shot rock. It's not like it won't curl in there.
Gotta get as tight to that as we can.
Normal? Or what are you throwing?
Like a firm normal. Gotta pretty much get as tight to our front one just about as we can.
Okay.
Is curled a bit.
Yeah.
It's gotta be close.
Normal.
Sunday afternoon, and quiet as a church in here.
Whoa! Whoa!
Mike McEwen.
Yep. Whoa! 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 Hard, Matt! Hard! Hard!
One. Come across, and not enough. Shot rock remains. Northern Ontario back 4. Shooter rolls over, cover.
Hard, Matt!
Because you're using across the face turn, it kicks higher, and it didn't quite get the angle Mike thought he'd get.
Yeah, the turn on that would have been the turn coming into it, but there's no room.
With the guards, yeah, good point.
Oh, you only got by like this much.
Yeah, I had to get this wire by.
Tuck a
Why?
pee.
Yeah, he can use that rock.
Yeah, he can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100% he can.
Yeah, he can. Soft, he can.
100% he can. Here?
Yeah, that makes. Yeah.
We overcurl it all. This is like, I just feel like that's easy.
The other
You
shot,
just
I
freeze
guess,
that.
is here.
Yeah, so I was thinking.
Or there.
We
That
still
makes,
leave them.
makes that easy.
Oh, if you're full,
You got to be
you
dead.
bite the tee. Not even, just short. Just don't count that.
I don't know, boys. I almost feel like we're overthinking it. Do we want to just leave him this shot?
I think he makes
You can
that.
take both away.
You could.
So that's what we got to play.
Yeah.
So I guess we're, yeah, like EJ said, we want to be like right here, eh?
Hey.
We got to be right there.
Yeah, then he's slashing it for 2.
I like
Can't
the
be
angle
that
freeze
tight,
on the top 4.
Sure,
What if you just
yeah.
hook?
Just
Just
hook it.
hook at a piece.
They didn't talk
Even
about
side
that,
by
did they?
side.
Yeah,
They
side by
did. They looked
side
at it
is-
once. It takes away a couple of the issues
just
if you
trying to
come
hook
right
a piece?
frozen.
Yeah.
Make the garden.
I know.
You could even hit that red one, Cheryl. Just sit
Okay.
two, just roll open,
I'm thinking like.
Yeah.
I like
roll to the corner.
Let's go, T.
You give them a very easy shot for 1, but that's not bad. It's better than giving up 2.
Because the concern is if he has this center line tap for 3, so we come right in then, and corner freeze in the top 4 takes that away. That's a shot for the big end.
So easy for this to over curl. I know Brad's got a positive release, lots of rotation, but this could come off the hill on them if they're not quite the right speed.
Tight.
Tight by itself, at least.
A lot of room.
Mine's good.
Yeah.
Curling.
Weight's good.
Curling.
Yeah, over curling.
Yeah.
Whoa.
We were in awe.
Get a bounce. Yep.
No.
Bounce it. Yep. It's not there.
Not there.
Whoa.
Hard.
It's not there.
Not
It's
there.
not there. No.
Shot.
They just have not figured out that dish, Vic. Well, you heard them say Ryan Fry said lots of room, and the front end said lots of weight, and ended up light
Kind of a
and tight.
guider. Well, you have the pick with
This is
easy.
It's that hill out wide and curls.
I can't. That's overburied by a good quarter of a raw. I'd have to pick it with down weight.
I think you could probably make it with normal.
No.
No?
No. Maybe like a solid half.
Wow.
Yeah, he doesn't have any of that back yellow at all.
This might not be there.
Kind of. I'd rather play this.
Yeah, I think so. Me too. Well, it's either that or this.
I mean, you score one too. Like,
yeah.
if you just hit it all. Can you almost, like, if you wired that, you think you could almost.
Northern Ontario got lucky that their guard did come down because it did take away that center line red tap for 3.
All Mike's really got is this, and he's going to roll for sure. Now the decision is, do you kill it? Do you kill it and score your 1?
For 2, it's just for 2, right?
Or do you try to hit as much as you possibly can and get your 2? You're never saving the thrown rock unless you're going to throw like a back ring weight, and then you can still get your 2 that way too. So you got to make a decision. Hard enough to throw it out, kick it out, or hard enough, or light enough to stay. But from the hack, Mike, there's a great angle.
Solid hack.
Can't see anything.
Oh, it's so
less than anything.
Over buried.
Final stone in this 2-2 tie as we play in 4.
Denny.
Right now, shot stone. Back 4 belongs to Northern Ontario. Now, Denny Neufeld. This is all about the line call. BJ Neufeld calling. You get by 1. Can you get by 2? Yeah. Can you touch the stone? Yes. No. You touch it, but not enough.
Jeez.
Needed to give it a little bit of a whack. He basically just kissed it over. Steal 1, Northern Ontario. Yeah, clocks went ahead by an hour in most parts of the country. And the sociables didn't get their kilts on in time. A reminder that you can turn up the heat with breakthrough series such as Game of Thrones and Vinyl, plus hit movies including Jurassic World and Trainwreck. It's all in one package. Order HBO Canada and get TMN, the movie network, the ultimate entertainment experience. I might argue that. Entertainment experience may be right here at the arena at TD Place, and our coverage of the Tim Hortons Brier final day. Gold medal game comes your way tonight, 7:30 Eastern time. This is the bronze medal game. So Northern Ontario steals their way into the lead. They lead at 3-2. Once again, Manitoba will have last rock. They have the Hammer playing the Redstones here in 5.
Mike McEwen's first instinct on that last one was to throw weight at it because he wanted to just tick it out, but the problem is you had it was over buried, you didn't have enough. I'm not sure it was there because you have to throw down weight to get some finish at the end and not enough to move it.
How far are you going to move it if you don't have any weight? You're exactly right.
Yep, keep going, stay on it, come on. I'll try. Keep going, EJ. Get over there. Keep going, EJ. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Good shot, Ryan. Great sweep.
Shot, right? Beauty.
The hair wide, Brad?
Now, this is the way to force a team. Go behind the tee line. Not too many teams are doing this. Now Mike McEwen's kind of obligated to play the freeze because he wants to be shot rock, and now it's tough to blank the end. Now, it's early. The blanks are still available with these type of bullets that these guys can throw in there, but I like this call by Northern Ontario.
Whoa.
Forcing Manitoba's hand
Stay
here.
close. The other way you see some teams doing it is throwing the double guards. Alberta did that against.
It's trying, Mike.
You know, throw up 2 guards just like you're trying to steal in the
Trying to get it so
final
he
end.
can't roll off. Trying to get it so he couldn't roll.
Is that something then, Russ, a club player may think about? I mean, certain moves are almost inherent in the game. But, so if you're playing your club game and somebody's going high and you're trying to generate something, would you in fact go deep just to force it?
No question. No question. Now there's risk. There's risk for sure. Like if McEwen's team locks that on, and it's tough for Northern Ontario to get in there, and maybe EJ's heavy, and then they're in trouble. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's all about execution. But putting it behind the tee line has stopped Mike McEwen from clearing off the front at this point.
Go, Ryan! Go!
Well, at some point, he might start running them. But the later they start bailing, the better chance Northern Ontario has of a force or a steal.
In turn? Like the end? The end? Yeah. Sure.
Hey, Matty, here we go.
Whoa, whoa. Yep. Hard! 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 Okay.
Shot.
Okay.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Scarred or yellow? Shot. Anything on this side? He's got nothing with his red.
Straight guard.
Yeah, that
Mine looks good.
run
Easy
back of that
feet.
redstone, which is center line, just biting the top edge of the 8.
Fry.
It's not straight back.
Gotta go, Fry. Come on, Fry. Gotta go, man. Never off. Never off. Never off. All the way. Never off. Never off.
Keep going.
Right up hard.
Come on, Fry.
Right up hard, Fry.
Go, Fry.
Keep going. Okay.
Good. Good sweep. It's a good shot. It's good.
Yeah.
Just trying to run this straight back, I think, and clip that top Yellowstone off the top of the forefoot.
Yep. Hard. 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 Whoa.
No.
Okay. Oh, boy. They angled back the wrong stone, and so now it's Manitoba that is sitting the one in there.
Over curled by a millimeter.
Boy, this was Manitoba is sitting the one at the back. It looks like.
You didn't get the laugh you're looking for there. No. Seems to be there. Yeah.
Nice opportunity. It worked. It helped Manitoba to some degree, but if Ryan Fry can sneak by the guard here and tap this to the face.
Where?
Top 8.
Yep. Gotta go then. Really gotta go.
Really
room.
soft.
Got room. Yep. Line's good. Still good.
DJ,
Still got
Ryan,
it. Line.
the Harndens.
Come on, guys.
The dad is here. Uncle Al.
Sit. Spin.
What do you do with that?
Yeah,
just
it's
top?
still not a good situation for Manitoba.
You just pick it.
Oh, he's freezing.
Pick it off our own?
Yeah.
And what is he doing? Just drawing around everything?
Well, he's going right back here again.
Well, then you're double running, right?
I was thinking the top and staying on top.
I like that.
Okay.
You guys like that?
Back 12.
Okay.
Don't want to get on the inside of this. I don't think.
Risky play, but it's tough to score 2 any other way. So you're probably going to leave the your opponent shot rock buried here.
Hard.
Whoa. Back 8.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa, Matt. Weight's good, Mike.
Whoa.
Back 12.
Back 12.
Denny. Gotta go, Denny. Really gotta go. Whoa. Not hard in the yellow.
Oh, jeez.
Still
okay?
leads Manitoba.
Didn't move.
Shot rock.
Just freeze.
Yeah, I know. I'm just asking.
Yeah, it's pretty buried.
They were kind of looking to see if the double was there, the out-turn double, red, but
A couple feet more probably would.
completely buried on the right-hand side, so just straight. It's a good opportunity with the pocket there to freeze.
And this all started because Northern Ontario came around deep, Cheryl, forced his draw game here, and it's worked. And
Good line, Rube.
another chance here. Ryan missed his first one narrow.
Good line. Yep.
Again.
Right on it. Little bump on the red.
Curl. Use the curl.
Little bump on the red.
Soft handle.
Ryan Fry.
We're there. We're there.
Stay close.
We're all there.
Still bumping. On a curl.
EJ. Got a curl.
Curl sit. Curl and sit. Good.
Oh, right there. And now that little rub. Not sure it moved it far enough to sit the 2.
Pretty nice.
Well, it's going to take 2 tries to become shot rock. I don't believe you can do it with one shot.
That's the out.
You only have 3 left.
Yep. Hard. Jeez.
It's not quite getting out to the stick.
Opens everything. But they're seeing something in BJ Neufeld's slide and delivery.
Said he didn't get out to the broom with his body.
I'm thinking like there.
I like it.
Thinking that red is second.
I would
Manitoba
agree.
is second.
Just tight.
Okay. Speed's still real good.
Okay. Still positive.
That shot Yellowstone isn't going anywhere.
No.
Positive every time.
It's good weight. Let's go, Brad. Great weight. Halfway. Good. Tight.
So much more rotation than Ryan Fry.
Needs to curl a bit.
That are on the same team. It must be difficult to judge the speed because this will glide that little bit farther.
You gotta go, dude. Yep.
Whoa, whoa.
Yep.
Whoa, you're okay.
Clean.
Yes or
Yep.
no? No,
Yep.
you're
Yep.
okay.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Good, yep, a little bit. Shot. Good weight.
Yeah.
It's all late there, eh?
Very.
Like BJ's ran straight there
hit a
too.
bit high,
It looked like he's
well,
really good.
knows it too. But then your shooter stays there. I think he'd rather do this.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna.
Anywhere inside that line, it will go sideways. You're good.
I think, and then every rock was down that path and just got straight. Might have an angle for a couple.
Yeah. You could nose it. Yeah, you could do that.
I'm surprised they didn't try to guard that perfectly, Cheryl. They just kind of left it there.
Because now Mike does have the opportunity to get to the nose of it. Just sit right on top of it.
Yeah, release that red one.
Dead, right? I don't mind this.
That's the call for sure.
Yeah.
Even if
I rolled right to here, still have that.
Yeah. Well, he gets rid of that. He can't. He has
can't.
to roll. So
Yeah.
I like this.
Thought they'd brush that guard over to this area, and then this shot's not available. And what they're going to do here is come down and release this red. So, yes, they will not be shot rock, but they'll be second shot. But because this red one here is gone, then they'll have a shot with their next one, some type of shot.
Back line.
Sure.
To score.
Oh, and there's a couple reds to run in for Manitoba, too.
The spot's a little straighter.
If the guard had been made, Mike plays the run back and doesn't make contact.
Sure.
It's a guaranteed steal, even if you don't throw your leg shot if you're Brad Jacobs. Now they got a chance to get out of this.
Mike McEwen and his first seems to have picked up on the ice. May have found that fine line between that outside and coming off, and when it maybe flattens out, he said it's going to run a little straighter here.
Hard. You gotta go. Hard. Whoa. Yep.
Shot.
Good.
So unlocks it. But Shot Rock still belongs to Northern Ontario.
It would have been nice to roll off just a bit more.
So you can get them both?
Yeah, I don't think I can get them both.
Yeah, he was hoping if they queued it up that they play a run back double.
Maybe could.
Really nice weight for Mike. He didn't want to roll off too hard on
There's
that.
nothing we can do. He's got options everywhere.
Well, for one. Or two, one. Like he can't get in here for.
You don't think that doesn't really matter?
No. He's got it for
Where
one.
are we going?
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to be too tight.
Options for what, though?
Yeah,
This
it's
is
just
for
he's got
one.
shots for one.
Yeah, big deal.
Yeah.
I'd rather give him a shot for one.
Yeah.
Than
It's just guard.
this is for one.
Okay, let's talk about where we want this guard to be then.
What?
Do you think,
That's for two, maybe.
do you think that he's running our guard in for his one?
I don't think he can get in through there to get to
That's
that.
for one.
And he's got that one to run in too.
What, this one?
He's got that one. For one.
I mean, you could go here. If you're worried about... Right, this is the easiest shot, is it not?
I'd let him play that for one all day if he wants to.
I know. So what, just here or here? Wherever you guys want.
Just guard it.
Where do you want, edge?
No, more. Even more. Yeah. I don't think you can.
Run one for 1 point.
just halfway guard.
Yeah. Yeah, fairly tight, maybe a 3. They could try to hook that center guard by an inch. Take away the maybe 2 yellow raises here if this is wide open. If you
Tight. Quite a bit.
bury this by 1 inch, then there won't be.
Really tight.
Yeah, just line.
Like,
That's okay.
No,
Stay with
like
it.
almost frozen tight.
Stay with it.
No, coming down.
Picking. I don't know. Well, just let it stop.
Pick hard.
Sit.
Yep.
Yep.
Do something with it. Yep.
It's all right, guys.
Good.
We saw that same spot do that in the semifinal game too. Come down, pick.
I think it's pick. Your weight was probably almost top 8.
And if you just missed this,
Can pick
maybe
be
might get
confused with just the amount of curl?
I think so.
It can, because we saw the handle come off in that spot 2 or 3 times in that game.
I think this will go
And that
into
can
this.
look like a pick, or maybe it's just a spot in the ice. Flat pebbles
Right
flat,
here.
it pulls it off.
Quarter off. Okay. Isn't it? It's pretty close to a quarter.
Yeah. Where'd you have the ice?
I didn't have the ice.
Like here?
No, more. Little touch more.
And what they're thinking, and there's a small possibility if you just graze past that red, could you somehow make that double? I don't think so, but that's plan B. You just miss the red and try to
quarter rock. Are you
kick
gonna get
those
any
2
curl
yellows
up
out of
here?
there.
I think that should be close, right?
Keys to try to score here.
And that's not enough. Just a
Well, Brad
sliver
Jacobs
more.
said, I'll give him this all day for 1.
Yeah, here we go.
Should be some pretty good movement here.
Final stone.
Whoa.
Matt.
Angle raise.
Hard. Whoa. Hard.
Hard, Matt.
Back. And, oh, dear. Didn't expect that. Didn't expect that at all. Bounced off his own. Kicked it sideways. Steal 1, Northern Ontario. They go to the break. 4-2. Needed to hit it flush. But it squirts. And we put 1 more on the board for Northern Ontario. Here on a Sunday afternoon, our final day in Ottawa. This is the bronze medal game at the Canadian Men's Curling Championship, the Tim Hortons Brier.
The 2016 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Tim Hortons, official coffee of Curling Canada.
Well, it's interesting how Manitoba opened with a steal of 2, and now Northern Ontario has come back with a steal of 1 in 4, 1 in 5, to take a 4-2 lead over Manitoba. Northern Ontario leads it in this bronze medal game. Brad Jacobs is with Brian.
Brad, I know that first end, not the way you want to start a game, but are you happy with the way your guys responded?
Yeah, for sure. Just a little light on that draw. Kind of caught me off guard. I was expecting it to be a little bit quicker than that, but we bounced back. We got a nice deuce, and we've had a couple steals here, so happy with where we're at after 5.
What have the emotions been like here the last 24 hours?
Agony. Really, really crushing. But hey, you know what? We're out here. We're playing in a bronze medal game. We're out here for the fans. We're out here to have a little bit of fun and entertain the crowd. So it's okay.
You guys always a classy team. Tell us about your new little buddy with the beard that walked out with you guys.
Yeah, well, we saw him yesterday, and we saw a few pictures of him on social media. So super glad he showed up again today. We brought him in the locker room with us. I actually gave him my All-Star Award. We all signed it and gave it to him because he's the best-looking guy in the building, I think.
Classy move. Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
And as we take a look at the numbers after 5, 4-2 Northern Ontario on the scoreboard. Digging a little deeper, all 4 of the Northern Ontario players are 90% or more. But when you look at Matt Wozniak, 75, BJ Neufeld, 78, Mike McEwen, 73% so far, that will tell you a lot about where this game is through 5. It's brought to you by Ford of Canada, proud partner of Curling Canada for over 20 years. Well, there's no doubt who his favorite curler is, of course, and that's Brad Jacobs. This is Owen Henry, the 11-year-old, has the jacket all signed as well as the All-Star Award from Brad Jacobs.
The 2016 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by World Financial Group, helping Canadians have better financial futures. By Home Hardware, homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice. And by Ford of Canada, proud partner with Curling Canada for more than 20 years.
Back-to-back steals for Northern Ontario at 4 and 5, and it was this shot that really set it up by small forward Ryan Fry.
Well, we talked about it earlier, how to stop a team from blanking. Go deep, get into a draw game. They did that, made Mike McEwen draw. The better draw came from this man right here, Ryan Fry. He glues that on there, and that never did leave.
The key shot is brought to you by Scotty's, the tissue for any issue. As we welcome you back, just the one sheet in play, the championship sheet, as it were, after round robin wound up on Friday morning. Everything started last Saturday afternoon. Then they had 17 draws, 11 games for all the participants.
Do it.
And then the final 4, which surprised a lot of people. There weren't any tiebreakers. And so here we go into the 6th. And once again, it will be the team from the Fort Rouge Curling Club in Winnipeg, skipped by 35-year-old Mike McEwen, that does have last rock, Manitoba, with the Hammer playing the Redstones.
Nose? Sure. Way to run that. You just got to cross it a bit. Yep. Yeah. Just got to cross it. Bump.
Bump.
Just going to try to rearrange the furniture a little bit. 2 down, you can't be rolling out here. Off will come the corner guard, so just kick these back. Maybe roll towards the corner guard, maybe even behind the corner guard.
Yep. Hard. Whoa. Hard. Matt. Good.
Oh. Good shot. Good. Boy, Denny. Shot, Denny.
Shot.
He's looking at it.
I don't mind playing this. You want to peel? Okay.
Yeah.
Both choices are good ones, Cheryl. It's, I think, with the skill set of this team, peeling the guard, getting the play into the rings earlier is probably the smarter of the 2 choices.
That's been the difficulty with Northern Ontario all week. You don't want to give them a lead. They just run. They're such good front runners.
This isn't as quick, though, right, Denny? No, it's still not.
Speed's good.
Just all week they've had it all. They've been able to run with the lead. They play the runs backs, the doubles, but then they come down. You see Ryan Fry, perfect freeze or a perfect corner guard.
Not heavy.
No.
Yeah, it's got to be at least halfway.
Yeah.
Halfway for sure.
It's got to be usable.
Come on. Come on, you got to make it usable. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Okay.
Shot.
Pretty really long good corner.
You want to keep it solid just because?
I either want control or normal. I don't want the in-between weight. I like control.
The best teams throw the right weight more often than the teams that aren't the best, and this is a good example of that right here. You'd like to hang around. There's not much chance of jamming if you keep it on this high side, so bring the weight down and it gives you a better success rate to hang around.
Fry!
Really got to go, Fry. Come on.
Gee.
A lot of weight. More than they wanted.
Square on the guard. Tight
Top
guard.
12 would be great.
Tight.
Yes. Okay. Not in?
Wow. This guard's not really usable. Tight.
Just throw a 3, a couple feet short.
It's there. It's there, guys.
Team Jacobs kills the long guard, then you'll have a real good corner guard to use.
Probably in.
It's close.
Oh. Hard, Denny. Just go. Just go. Go, 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 go. Far as it'll go. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay.
So Northern Ontario with back-to-back steals of a single in 4 and 5.
Hey, Matt.
Well, we talked about Northern Ontario being the best all week at 11-0, and 2 key things was the steals they've allowed all week, which has really been 3 the entire round robin to date, and stolen ends 4. They've stole 15 ends against the opposition, and it goes back to them setting up those angles, putting those freezes on properly.
The unfortunate thing for them is only the 3 against. It was that steal of 2 that they gave up to Newfoundland Labrador in the 7th end of that 1-2-page playoff. That could very well have been the difference in the game.
And that's the frustrating thing with them playing this game for them, is that they have been so good all week with everything, and that's just another indication.
Nice hit rollover and on top by Ryan Fry.
Line's good.
Maybe for line.
Knots in.
Hard line.
Yep. As long as he's not through.
It's really good. Hard line. Hard.
We're not through.
Hard. Line's good.
Room.
Yep. Help. Yep. Finish it up, then.
Yep. 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 Yep.
How
Yep.
good
Keep
is
going.
this?
Keep going. Keep going. Shot.
Shot, BJ.
Really nice by BJ.
Good sweep. Good weight.
Guard. You guys like the guard?
If you like it.
What?
If you like it.
What else do you like? It's either guard or freeze, right?
Yeah, freeze tap.
Well, we have a lot of time here. You could also try this.
I don't like that.
Okay.
I don't like that either. Those rocks are in a pretty good spot.
Your instinct as a skip with a 2-point lead is not to
Right
do
there,
this,
perfect.
not to throw a guard.
Guard
That's
this
what the
one?
other team wants
Yeah.
you to do. But at
It's
the same
relatively
time,
tight.
to come around freeze isn't a gimme either.
You know, earlier I asked you if club players could learn about this situation, do what McEwen just did and go deep.
I look good.
But you look at that as a club player, and it should come with a disclaimer: do not try this at home.
Very true.
Because the thing is that at this level, you might be able to get yourself out of trouble.
Right.
Club guy is not going to do that, Cheryl.
No, and you're not going to get the kind of finish at most clubs that you're getting here, 5 feet of curl. So it makes the shot almost impossible.
Hit on the nose.
Okay, beach, here we go.
Hard on the nose. Right on the beak.
Yeah.
Now, Team McEwen's happy with that decision for Ryan Fry to throw the guard. And you get 2 of them to go here.
Whoa.
BJ Neufeld.
Hard mat. Hard mat.
Hard mat. Hard mat.
Really got to go. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Get the other
Bang,
one.
bang,
No,
nothing.
Get none.
Wow.
They've really struggled with their runbacks this game.
Yeah, BJ missed that one tight going away the other end.
Again, we point out those numbers after 5. BJ at 78%. The second, Matt Wozniak, 75. The skipper, Mike McEwen, at 73%.
Yeah, and BJ came into this at 92%, number 1.
Same spot.
Cups, is that the broom?
Edge of the 8. Yep.
Yeah.
Speed's good, Brad.
Such a long week, you know. You have to think that's a factor, especially when it's your first Canadian Championship. A lot of the spiels you play in are, you know, you might play one, maybe 2, probably 1.5 games on average. 8 end games.
Less than you.
Here it's 2 10s, 2 practices, the media coverage. It just adds up.
Not too early.
Yeah, we can go.
Yep, now.
Yep, now.
Yep.
Yep, gotta go.
Hard inch.
Come on.
Gotta go.
Gotta go, come on.
Gotta go inch. Every inch. Keep going. Don't stop. Don't stop.
Oh boy, I don't know if you got it there.
No.
Well, that was John Mead's main role coming in here, Russ, was to manage those distractions for this team. That's the one thing they talked about, how important that was.
Man, still, like, how does that not get there?
Shot. Like if I jam this here, then he goes here.
Yeah. Well, he might have a double.
Down normal?
Probably, eh?
I think firm.
I think it's there, Cheryl.
You got to curl by the guard a hair, don't you?
Yeah, I could probably make it with normal.
Normal, I think.
Yeah, I just got to get this
You
to
gotta
here.
get to the inside a little bit.
Well, yesterday we saw Mike McEwen almost every end go back to the coaching table and take a seat beside their fifth and coach John Mead. And I asked John earlier, I said, well, is he nervous? Is he looking for words of wisdom? And he said, no, he's just flat out tired. It's been a long week, and he'd been standing a lot more than he'd been used to, and he just needed to take the weight off.
Have to paper this yellow guard.
This is his first. Trying to set something up here. Maybe get the deuce back here in 6 to tie it. Wozniak. Get it by the guard. Yes. 1, 2. No, not quite. So Northern Ontario continues to sit there. Line calls. Just as you say, haven't been able to make the doubles as routinely as we've seen.
Yeah, that was a tough one, but it was a chance, and he didn't quite make it.
You don't like just freezing here?
I like it.
100%.
Yeah.
Right down to it. I think edge of the 8's fine.
Yeah, let's go, T.
You know, I saw Mike McEwen's team, Vic, you talk about being tired and standing, and I saw them after, I don't know how many games, then after they've been out on the ice for 2 back-to-back draws, they're standing, signing autographs and talking to kids, and I mean, there are so many additional things here, and they like to give back to the game. I've seen so many fans so appreciative of that.
Trying to freeze to the back, but they'd like to over curl it, get past or cross the center line. Otherwise, if you leave it out there, there might be a yellow double, soft weight double for 3.
Line's good. The back 8. Line's good.
Well, room. Where is it? Right to it.
Line's okay, I think.
Still room. Lock it on. Line's good.
Needs to over curl.
Yeah, it's got a curl. Got a curl.
Got a curl each.
It's heavy. Coming down. Okay. Good shot.
It's there. You can make it over top.
Are we second shot? Our third shot?
What's that? Actually, it's coast speed. Have a look at that.
I don't think so.
Oh, it looks like it's yellow.
Just stopped in time.
You can make it over top. That's the shot.
You'll lose your shooter, but it's for 2.
Trying to hit a quarter-ish. A little less, maybe. Quarter's close.
Yeah, it's right there. Quarter's pretty close. I think it's just a hair thinner and a quarter.
Yeah, I would agree.
This will be straight.
Okay, let's go, Mike.
Third in a row that Mike's had an extremely difficult shot.
It's there.
Tried that come around tap, ticked it, didn't get it out. He tried the angle raise last end, made it, but it was too hard and kicked his own out.
What is it?
Now he's got to make this feather double.
He's due.
Can you hang it on the edge to get 3, or is this all about the deuce?
Yeah, just about the deuce, Vic. Just what you have to hit, you'll roll out with your shooter.
Whoa,
Final stone here in 6.
Whoa. Yeah,
Wozniak again.
Really hard.
Really hard and angle it back and just across the top. Oh my.
Got it.
Got it.
He got it 1 and 2, it looks like.
You got it for 2.
Got it?
And they'll kick him away. He feathered it, didn't he? Just enough to move it back. like that. And that gear effect also off the side of the stone to take it back that little turn. And he wasn't quite sure. You got it? You sure do. We're all even. At 4, bronze medal game, Tim Hortons Brier.
Brendan and Mark thought it was in, and they were confident, so that was definitely a good feeling. I couldn't see too much, actually, when I got down to the hack. I could see less than I'd originally thought.
No room for error here, and you're right on that ribbon, too.
Done all he can. Brad Jacobs, final stone. Kevin Cooey.
Wasn't an easy shot, but it was, you know, a spot where I felt comfortable throwing it for sure.
Get off it. Yeah. Get off it. Here it comes. Get it by their own. Oh, they just did. Now, and they'll bring out the stick.
I was actually staring at them. I wasn't looking at the rock because I didn't have a good angle.
Here's the measure.
That's extremely close.
I knew they'd let me know, and kind of took longer than I was hoping.
It's in. Is going to the final.
When they started cheering, that was a great feeling.
By that much, to pick up the deuce for the win, Kevin Cooey. Brad Gushue tonight, gold medal, Tim Hortons Brier, 7:30 Eastern Time on TSN 1, 3, 4, and 5. But on our final day, this afternoon, Sunday, daylight saving time. If you're just tuning in, you're late. You didn't change your clocks, did you? We're tied at 4 as we go to the 7th. Manitoba gets that 2 that really turned out to be that feather double. And so Northern Ontario will have the last rock. They have the hammer playing the Yellowstones.
Nose. Little top. Okay.
Hey, Matt, speed's good here. T-line.
Like we said, Mike thrown enough of those shots in this game. He was due for one of them to work out, and just barely.
Extremely unlucky in the first 2 tries. Wee bit lucky in the last try to get it that thin and still make it.
Hard line.
Weight's really good.
Hard line.
Tapping.
Whoa, whoa,
Tapping.
whoa. Yep.
Back 8.
Hard line. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, Denny, yep.
Oh, tap it back there. It's a good shot.
Shot.
Very nice.
Go, Matt.
Go. I don't know.
What do you like, boys?
Whatever you like.
I kind of
I
like
liked
that, in all honesty.
Yeah, let's make it. Can I open it up at all with the out-turn peel? Like cross the face, get everything going, or no? The top red.
I think so, yeah. Okay, let's play the peel.
That makes more sense.
Cross
And number
it,
7, Cheryl, if you can blast away here, get out of this bit of a predicament they're in, get the blank,
next.
you're in really good shape.
Yeah. Okay.
And you'll tick that back red one. It'll open up a lot of stuff.
This is what's worked for them all week, is cleaning this up as fast as possible.
Yep.
Hard. Real hard, Ryan. Whoa. Good each.
Well, this team was the highest in blank ends all week.
Call it. Worked out
Northern Ontario is sitting 2 with last rock here in 7.
Out turn. Sure. If you know it. This is normal.
Normal.
Whoa.
Lots of weight.
Close. Yep.
Normal. Matt Wozniak.
Yep. Hard.
Denny Neufeld.
Whoa. Go, Beach.
1, 2, touch it.
Go.
And they'll sit there for shot.
Shot.
Second shot, though, back 8 belongs to Northern Ontario.
Yeah, I overbrushed it a touch. Sorry, man.
You got any of that?
Maybe a sliver.
Sliver, eh? Like, it would be nice to even just get this out of here and just come over here, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and even if I just take the guard, I might go into that red anyways.
Yeah, or just roll in. So, back 12?
That's the call. Manitoba's trying to roll Barrie. They almost did, but now if you
Thinking
can
like here.
kill that red one that's half underneath, you'll obviously roll towards the shot rock and have a chance to either score your 2 or blank here.
On the air,
It's good.
like you heard
Clean.
EJ said it'd be on the guard, overcurl this.
Fry!
Yep. Fry.
Fry!
Fry.
Orion!
Trying to get
Yep.
past that guard. You know, it's tough to
Get that. Sweet.
go Ryan. You got them both out there. Who do you want, Fry or Harnden?
I like that.
Let me get in here.
Ryan Fry got out of the way.
I'm glad that you know your strengths and weaknesses.
Straight on.
Fry!
Fry.
Orion!
Yep.
Get that. Sweet.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Yep.
Hard.
Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Roll that. Go.
Ah, sorry. Okay, that's not bad.
Nearly
actually.
over on top. They're sitting 2 without.
Fine.
You make the double?
Yeah, you're probably losing the back one.
Losing, that's fine.
That's good.
I'd say it's about
Because EJ tried to open this up, there's no risk of a steal now.
That's correct.
no.
I think Ryan can actually make this double and keep that yellow in play at the back.
EJ, yep.
Yeah, I didn't think it would get it.
Yep.
But it goes over top.
Oh boy, they catch their own on the way by, and just enough to push it out.
Could have swept that a lot sooner.
Oh yeah, firm. Yeah, avoid the jam.
Now Manitoba's going to try and roll. This is getting a little dicey to try to get a force for them.
Loading. Firm, Mike.
Whoa.
Matt.
Okay, that's fine.
Which one? This one?
Huh?
No one said anything.
Sorry?
No one said anything. What type of weight?
Normal?
Okay. He's just used to us yelling at him.
Easy. No. Clean. Whoa.
Good weight. Clean.
Pete, clean it.
EJ.
It's fine.
Shot.
Run roll?
Sure. Right.
Jam is never in play. I don't think so. Okay. Firm?
Sure.
A little higher in the house, a little better chance.
You may as well give it a really good college try here, because it's the blank is not what Mike McEwen wants here.
Yep.
A great look at the arena here at TD Place. Higher on the one side, lower on the other. That's tucked in underneath the stadium where the Red Blacks play. Trying to get it over there. Not quite. It'll stop. Edge of the 4.
Good throw.
Okay. Right. Definitely roll this one, right?
Shot.
I think Brad's going to take this on.
Roll behind the corner.
Yeah. You could argue rolling open's not bad either. That would get you your blank.
You want us to just burn ours down to 11-21 too? We'll just go from there.
That'd be nice of you.
Forward.
Yeah.
Oh, close.
Clean. Yep.
Hard.
Whoa. Yep.
Manitoba's played a lot slower.
Whoa.
Used a lot more of their thinking time.
Whoa, Pete.
Northern Ontario.
EJ.
And there's that roll, and it'll come out the other side.
What do you like
38
here?
minutes
Bump or
each
hack?
team is given.
Hack.
And then as well has the 2 90-second timeouts.
Well, now you've kind of given an opportunity back here for Manitoba to try and roll behind and get the force.
How's that look? That's good.
That's why I thought they might just roll to the open with their first one there.
Good hack. Yep. Hair heavy. Hard. Whoa. Yep. Hair heavy. Yep. Hard. 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 Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Hard.
Hard. Roll it inside. Yes. And then too far. Back and forth behind that corner.
Wow, that curled. Yeah. Lots of weight, too.
Yeah. Hard to do.
It's the hill effect, Vic. He's out on the
okay.
side of the half pipe there. He just couldn't quite believe it. They had it, too.
Hard.
Good try.
Side of the half pipe. Expecting Stone to do a somersault and land back on its running surface. Make it go away. Oh, watch the jam. I think they'll get away with that too. So we'll put a blank on the board. It's still 4-4.
Two guards, Mike?
Double center start. Maybe. Oh, that's what Cooey did last night, actually.
So did Gushu.
Yeah?
In the 1-2 game.
This might not be there.
Hard! Hard, Danny! Hard!
Hard on that, Matt. Hard on that.
Dodged a bullet there.
Huh?
He dodged one there.
Really hard.
Got it.
Fry!
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 Orion!
Yep.
I'm glad that you know your strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, when you're the bruiser like Ryan Harden, although Ryan Fry is pretty chiseled as well. You always see them in the workout rooms at the hotels when we're with them, always working on their fitness. But the bigger brush belongs to the two brutes up front, EJ and Ryan Harden. As we welcome you back after that blank in 7, it remains a 4-4 tie, and once again, Northern Ontario will have Last Rock playing the Yellowstones.
Good way.
Clean. Whoa, clean. Yep. Yep. Whoa, Hardy. Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa.
They're down. Down.
Fry.
Fry, hard Fry. Gotta go.
Red.
Gotta go, Fry.
Red.
Roll it. Whoa.
Hard Brad, go.
Good.
Take a shot. Good shot, right?
Pretty nice opportunity for Northern Ont to open it up.
Back line.
Manitoba guard didn't quite come up, and
just through back line.
It avoids getting the forefoot all congested and with a bunch of freezes.
Good, eh?
Yeah.
Should be really good.
Should be good speed here.
Whatever you do for Northern Ontario this end, you really want to score.
Weight's nice.
Yep. Gotta go. Hard. Whoa. Yep.
Might curl too much to even roll
Right
in.
over, Denny. Right over, Denny.
Go,
Right
go,
over,
go,
right
go,
over,
go,
right
go,
over,
go.
right over.
That snapped.
Do that good, Matt. Good shot.
Hard to hold with the brooms.
Pardon?
Hard to hold with the brooms.
Yeah.
They're fine.
4?
Yeah.
Fight the top 4.
So a slight stagger for Northern Ontario to come around.
Should.
They are the shot rock. That's the Yellowstone back edge of the 8-foot.
Easy. Line's good. Line's good. Just for weight. You got lots of line right now.
Weight's good.
Just let it curl. Line's good.
Line's good.
Line's good. Pete, yep. Line's good,
Go
Pete.
for weight. Go then. Gotta get second.
Come on, line's good.
Go.
Come on.
Come on, Ryan.
Come on, keep going.
The two Ryans.
Good.
Harden, Fry, nice brush. Boy, that sinks. Covered.
Really good depth on that one too. It's close to the scoring area in the top of the forefoot, but it's high enough that if it freezes made here, Brad Jacobs have lots of room for two.
Go. Come on, Ryan.
Come on, keep going.
Go.
Good.
That's fine.
Postage. Still just line.
Max?
Yeah. It's max, wait.
Line's good.
Has to come down.
No.
It's heavy.
Oh, yeah, it's big time heavy. Whoa. This is not good. Oh, come on.
Crap.
Okay. You want to roll in?
I don't think I can. Can
Roll in beside her.
Control, you could.
Beside it? Okay.
Hack.
Yeah, just rolling it a little is good. They're in such a good spot that no matter what Manitoba does, even if they played a hit and roll in behind or something, they've got 2 easy runs.
Last night, that was what put Alberta in that measure. You saw just that little pimple on the measuring stick. That was the difference between an extra end and Alberta going through with that 2 and 10.
Yep. Yes, Ryan Harden.
Yep. Hard. Hard right in there, hard.
Pretty. Real good spot. Real good spot. I don't think there's enough room for the double.
Play this run back, thin across the top.
Yeah, I think so. Thinking about control, like normal.
Yeah, that easy.
Or you could whip it. Try and make the double.
Still a deuce, though.
I don't mind your first call.
Center guard.
Okay.
Normal?
Well, I mean, this might go here, though. Okay, play normal.
They're hoping to maybe throw down weight and keep a center guard out when they ran the back red in, but the angles aren't really good for that.
Good normal.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Close.
Denny.
Whoa.
Hard, Denny.
BJ Neufeld.
Hard, Denny.
Brother picks him up.
Shot.
Runs it in. The center guard stays out, covering half a stone. Shot rock still belongs to Northern Ontario.
Good throw.
I like heavy hack.
Yeah.
I think it's just hack, Fry. Hack weight.
Tough shot here. Ryan has to really carve that guard or he's going to raise this red one onto his own corner yellow.
Wait.
Clean.
Just hack.
Whoa. EJ.
No, Ryan.
Whoa, Ryan. Yep. Whoa, yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
Hard, Ryan.
Yep.
Red, Brad.
Whoa.
No roll.
Well, look at that.
Beautiful.
How very nice is that? Just enough. Push it out. Roll it over. Sit on the corner. And now you're sitting 3. But McEwen is lining something up here.
Yeah. Or just roll it.
Wondering if the triple's there.
Yep.
Red, Brad.
Whoa.
Again, we said this week, this is where this team has really grown as a team, Northern Ontario and Jacobs. They had that reputation, I think, even when they won back in 13, of being just an upweight kind of squad, but now they play those soft shots. Think it'll drag here?
If it does, if it drags, Vic, it's going this way. If they can actually hit it a little bit on this side, it won't drag as much, and they might be able to get the back side of that yellow one. It's cued onto the backside now, so by hitting it dead on, it's going to miss it. You got to get it a hair low side.
It's all up to Mike McEwen now. Line call. BJ Neufeld, Wozniak. Cohen slides underneath. Then the shooter almost gets under as well. Tucks a corner. Let's take a look at the numbers for the 2/3. BJ Neufeld struggling, surprisingly, on his hits. Wonderful game by Ryan Fry at 95%, 100% on his hits. The player numbers are brought to you by Travelers. It's better under the umbrella.
I shouldn't have worried about
Yeah.
Had to hit that thinner, the top one thinner, and roll farther. Realistic deuce appearing here for Northern Ontario.
Whoa,
Ryan.
No, EJ.
Clean it. Ryan, yep. Go ahead.
Chef, right?
2 great touch shots by Ryan Fry.
I think we got to roll that.
Even if you were right in the hole.
Pretty good.
Josh,
I think so.
Can you make a slash if we draw around?
Can what?
pretty tough, eh?
If we just
I
draw.
don't mind the call, but I'm just wondering for on your last one.
Yeah. Thinking normal. We've seen normal here a few times.
Well, I like rolling a bit flatter too, so.
Yeah.
Normal's probably a little better weight out here because this is where we have seen a couple take off with the down weight, so gives a flatter roll and less chance of it taking off.
Normal.
Okay. All right, here you go, Mikey.
Even if I rolled right in the hole, at least he'd group his. Potentially. Oh wait. Down normal.
Clean it. Yep.
Whoa.
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 Mike McEwen, first skip
Whoa.
still.
Yep. Yeah. Hard.
Here,
Whoa.
Nate of a 4-4
Yes.
high.
Yes. Hard.
Yes, he says. Now roll it over.
Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go,
Little
gotta
more.
go, gotta go.
And it'll just spin that much too far. Shot Rock remains Northern Ontario top edge of the 8th.
Right in here.
Yeah.
Just even with that weight, they couldn't hold it.
Right. Same spot, Cheryl, isn't it? That edge of the 8 is just treacherous for curl.
Thought it would help with that extra weight.
Mm-hmm.
Go here. It makes that thinner. If he wants to play the thin double.
You're right. If we come this way, the freeze looks good.
Yeah.
Like you just got to lob one in there beside it.
I think you got to go to here. Get to there.
Well, we want to be. Barry.
You'll
right
play
there.
that double.
How do you play the double? Thin?
Yeah.
Like
Tick bang.
that?
Where are we putting it, guys? Even if we show him a little bit on this side, it's fine. Too,
I think
right?
that
Well,
sets
we're talking like if it's here.
that makes the double easier.
What?
But it also makes the freeze like he kind of
you're
comes
here?
down and lobs one down.
So like what here?
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like there.
Just can't be like here. I guess it always goes back on those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bite the button,
Yep.
Barry.
I like it.
Okay, Fry.
None of those rocks are in play, so just straight Barry around that. I'm personally thinking like right there.
I think that's.
You think that's too
I was
much?
gonna say I think that's quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Hair left.
Yeah. Let's go, T.
Top 4. You want this full 4 or?
I think we want to be like top button.
Okay.
Is good.
They're trying to put it in a real good spot because if they put it into this position, then there's going to be that yellow double. So they want to get it deep, but not too deep because if it's behind the tee line, Mike McEwen might just weld one right on there. So they're playing in a small area here.
Top button. Sweep for top button. Sweep for top button. You got
Find it interesting
room.
that
Mine's
they would
good.
go with this turn
Mine's
trying
good.
to come through this hole
Mine's
rather
good.
than
Mine's
come
good.
with the wide out turn, but I'm assuming it's just because of the,
Okay, go then.
as you call it, the half pipe.
Mine's good.
Exactly. This is a little straighter spot.
Mine's good. Go.
Get it through. Yeah, they do get off it. Wow. And right to the top edge. Sitting 4. The 4 foot sitting 2.
Well, it was the straighter side, and that might have hurt him because it doesn't look like it's underneath cover quite as much as they expected.
Mine's good. Go.
Gotta go. Gotta go.
Keep going.
Hard.
Whoa.
Hard. Hard.
That's pretty good.
Easy there. Thinking there.
Yeah.
Are you thinking light hack?
Sure.
So touch more.
Yeah, just to the hack.
Yeah, that's
Didn't quite bury, just spectacular speed, but
Thinking just the hack.
Mike negotiates this port, rolls behind the
his yellow.
corner. There'll be a
Or
tough
shade
race.
under roll is fine.
And edge to 4 to edge to 4 is a lot less curl than out in the wings.
Make it. Speed should be good here. Yes.
Now, there'll be a short raise, but if you put it in the right spot, can you raise it past those reds at the back?
Whoa.
Weight's
Whoa.
good. Very
Whoa.
close.
Yep.
Green lights on the handle. Good throw. Final stone.
Yep.
Manitoba,
Whoa.
Mike McEwen.
Yep.
Here in
Yes. Whoa.
Whoa, no, no, no.
eight. Through. Roll it underneath. Hell. Lovely. Shot stone. T-line. Head to the 4.
Dude. Could jam too at the back.
Could.
Yes. Whoa.
Whoa, no, no, no.
Okay.
Good shot.
Oh, just rolled too far.
No, it's a little heavy, but. Oh, yeah, if it gets the line earlier, Dad.
Well, the raise part's not that hard, but where's this
About,
red one going?
two-thirds.
You want to hit it this way, Cheryl. To do that, you hit it dead on, and you're not closer. You're gonna be up here.
It's about 2/3.
So they're going to have to hit it a little more this way and try to roll the shooter in. And when you do that, you might run that red one back that way. So there's some risk here. You almost have to make the red double at the back, I think. So solid speed, just as Ryan said, 2/3, a little on the inside, roll that shooter in.
And the key is make sure you get your 1.
95% on his hits so far.
Control. Whoa, yeah, whoa.
Jacobs.
Whoa, whoa.
Harden backs off. Now the other Harden takes over.
Whoa, whoa.
Brian Fry calling line by the guard. Touch it back. And avoid the jam. Roll it in.
Great.
And they're going to pick up their 2. Shooter grabbing just enough. Top of the 8. The jam's avoided. There comes the shooter. Put 2 on the board. Northern Ontario. A lot of the snow is going. In fact, there is a freezing rain warning set for tomorrow morning, which could affect a lot of the people trying to leave Ottawa after this year's Tim Hortons Brier. Earlier today, we talked with Mary Fay and her team from Nova Scotia, who won the Women's Junior World Curling Championship. Nice bounce back for Matt Dunstone out of Winnipeg as he beats Yannick Schwaller 8-4 to capture the bronze medal at the World Juniors played in Denmark. So congratulations to both Mary Fay, Matt Dunstone coming home with medals from the World Junior Curling Championships. Okay. Northern Ontario picks up a very nice 2 in 8. And so Manitoba, Mike McEwen from the Fort Rouge in Winnipeg will have the last rock. They have the hammer here in 9 playing the Redstone.
Mike McEwen rolled about a foot too far on that hit and roll through the pour. It was a great shot, but just kind of queued up that shot that Brad made, but it had to be perfect. He was either going to nose it and score 1, or he was going to jam it and score, maybe give up a steal, actually, if he jammed it the wrong way.
Just kind of got caught in it, not finishing very hard.
Top of the foot.
Are we going to try and use that?
Oh, yeah. We're not throw it.
Go wide. Yeah.
Same thing. That's the long week, Cheryl, isn't it? That Mike forgot that he could kind of come around those 2 and use them as guards.
It's pretty wide.
Yep. Okay.
Good. Good throw.
Yep. Shot in.
Good spot. Just wide enough that we can still.
Yeah.
Clean, yep. Clean, yep.
Clean.
Yep.
Shot.
Thanks.
Go there. I'm going to force him to peel it.
Yeah.
It's kind of in the way of our.
Can we try this now?
Yeah, the guard kind of got in the way. It didn't curl enough for their intern come around the 2 staggers.
Go. He's riding this.
I don't think it's there.
Is it there? Yeah, it's there. Okay.
Mike says it's there, so it's there, but this will come off that shelf.
Okay, Matty, here we go. Do I need to spin
We're
it?
right behind the sheet. There's probably a 3-foot port, maybe 3.5-foot port that's almost not there because of the amount of curl here.
I hear light on that from Jake. Oh, it's hard.
Now you'll have to hair that top guard and then try and hold it.
Oh, it's gone. Okay, we're going here now. Little tap's good.
You just can't keep it out on that shelf without throwing some speed.
Hard. 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 Go, 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 go.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, even last time Mike's out-turn hit, he threw normal weight at it and they couldn't hold it.
Well, you could try that. You can't jam it on our yellows. And I think if you, well, I mean, you could leave it.
It's a nice chat he had with himself.
You know, sometimes it's not so bad. You just get the right answer when you talk to yourself.
Yeah, that's true. You certainly have the majority of the votes.
That's true.
Well thought out, Brad. Well thought out.
I'm toast, man. I'm just trying to get through these next.
But we said at the start of this event, the depth of field, the complexity of the shots. There's going to be a lot of fried minds out there, and I think they're all tired, including Brad Jacobs. That's part of the. But that's part of the winning formula. If you can maintain your focus for the duration, not make that mistake that leads to a giveaway of stones and points.
It's like a, you know.
I like it.
So many teams work on how to shut down at night and how to give their brain a break and
Try it? Yeah.
shut everything off. It's hard. You go back after these tough games and you're another 2 hours going through the game.
Thin 3/4.
Usually goes half.
Well, this is more dangerous than the one they didn't try. You hit this onto the shot rock, you won't be happy.
Whoa, whoa, Pete. Pete.
Hard right.
Shot. Good.
All right,
Shot.
shot.
Very nice.
Shot, right?
Yeah, good sweet.
Remember, it is Manitoba with last rock here in this ninth. Shot rock right now, though, belongs to Northern Ontario.
Close. Yeah. Real good.
Mine's good.
Halfway.
Has to curl a bit. Has to curl.
A little tired and halfway.
Has to curl a lot.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Tight guard.
It's fine. It's
2/3.
fine. It's fine. Good.
Hard.
Okay. Okay.
Wow.
It's not bad.
I think you just feel.
Yeah.
He's got to make a good one, though.
If he
I think
taps,
so.
if he
Yeah.
taps frozen.
Should have be able. He's going to make that absolutely perfect.
All right.
Understanding what's going to happen, they feel Northern Ontario that Manitoba, if you just peel this guard, Manitoba's going to have to make a tap freeze. And with this much curl, that's difficult, Cheryl. If you get it on a bit of an angle, it'll be such a simple double.
A lot more difficult than the straight draw freeze.
Now. I played the out turn here 2 ends ago. It was nice.
Okay.
I like the out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gonna try and play this with weight and get some separation with the shooter and the rock. They're running back.
DJ Neufeld.
Yep.
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 Whoa.
Whoa.
Weight's good. Little down, though.
Whoa. Off. Whoa. Matt, go. Go, Matt. Go, 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 go.
Wozniak.
Go, 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 go.
And there's that separation. Is it enough not to prevent a double here?
No. There's a double there. I think that was easier than the freeze tap, but they just needed to get a little more kick.
Tough shot because you know it over curls. You just chip your own out.
Yeah.
Just had to curl another inch.
And the 200's gone.
Let's go, man.
Hard to get anything going once you're down a couple late in the game like this. Yeah, he's getting a little straighter. These shots become a wee bit easier.
Yep. Brad Jacobs.
Whoa. Yep.
He is first.
Yep. Whoa. 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 Right.
Looking for the double. 1, 2, and away they go.
Good job, Brad.
It's perfect.
Right.
Good toss, buddy.
Yep. Yep. Hard.
Good.
Whoa.
No choice. You had to hit it.
Go normal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Try and extend for your deuce. See if the guards work out a little better. Might get even a chance at a 3.
Whoa. Clean.
Good weight.
Clean. 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 Whoa. Clean.
Clean.
Clean. Clean.
Yep.
Yep. Clean.
Shot.
Yep. Yep. Hard.
Final stone. And the blank will go on the board. So Manitoba elects to try and come back from 2 down with last rock in this bronze medal game. Tim Hortons, Brier.
The 2016 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Tim Hortons, official coffee of Curling Canada. The 2016 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Home Hardware, homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice. By Sponge Towels Paper Towels, nothing absorbs like it. And by World Financial Group, helping Canadians have better financial futures.
Manitoba elected to go for the blank, trailing by 2. And they once again will have the last rock here in 10, coming home playing the Redstones. Thought for a moment, Cheryl, that they might think about taking their 1, trying to maybe steal the point.
What? Top 4?
Well, there's been some deuces had in this game, and so keep the hammer.
I think
got him really.
Take your chances in this end to get your deuce, and then maybe you go the extra, and you might get a mistake.
Be interesting to throw a center guard, though, and Manitoba needs
We're half
2.
open. Or tick.
I think because Northern Ontario went too deep, they figured they would just hit it, which they still can.
Yeah, I like it.
The only thing I don't like for Manitoba is where do you go with your second point? Everything's down the middle now, and they need 2.
Real good.
Okay.
Nope.
Lots of lines.
No line.
Line's
4.
nice. Line's nice.
Lines should be okay.
Top 4.
Line's okay. EJ in.
Line's good.
Line is good, EJ. Line's perfect. Make it good, guys.
Right here.
Line is perfect. Make it good. Oh.
Shy, Ryan. Atta boy. All right. Great weight, Ryan. Shot.
Well, Manitoba got off to that good start with a steal of 2 after that draw came up light from Brad Jacobs, but then Jacobs and team got their steals in 4 and 5, and then that very nice run back, and then that roll over to grab the top of the 8 for a second point. That's the difference, 6-4. Interesting to note, Northern Ontario at 95%. All of their wins through round robin, they played 90% or better. Their 2 losses in the playoffs, they were under 90%. The game story brought to you by Tim Hortons, official coffee of Curling Canada.
It tells you how good this field is when you have to curl 90% to win.
Go, 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 go.
And most of those were probably around 95% they curled in many of those round-robin games.
And they did that 11 times, and they're doing it again today. That'd be 12 times with just off-the-charts numbers.
Yeah, straight go. Yep. Let's go, H.
Yep.
Yep, yep. Clean, clean. Yep, clean.
I don't think I've ever seen that before, Cheryl, where you throw a center guard when you're trying to score your 2.
Yeah, I mean, I did understand with that. They didn't want him to peel it, but you need 2 corners, and you need to be out to the wings, and you have to make sure you have an opportunity. Even with that back stone there, if they peel it out, you get a couple chances at 2 corner guards. And
it happened in our Olympic qualifier. We accidentally threw our short, and Jeff Stoughton guarded it so that we couldn't hit it.
Mine's
because
good.
you could hit your own in the free guard zone.
Halfway's good.
Mike's got a nice angle on that yellow-red, so if he does hit it, he can roll, get some separation, similar to last end.
Yep. Got to be halfway. Keep going. It's a good spot. Good. Good.
Rocky.
I think you want to try
What's
to
that mean?
run that and pick
No
that.
clue.
Okay.
No.
If you just straight peel, that's fine. Oh, oh. Right.
Just
Clean. Clean it.
Bad too. Lead up here, right? Line. Same shot.
Yeah, I think it's more. A little deeper. No, weight's good.
A little deeper.
Beej, you're in.
A little deeper.
You want to touch center. Just touch center line.
Careful. Not too deep.
Weight's good.
Touch center. Good. Spot.
eventually you might make the move to come back. Freeze down to that back yellow around the staggered guards.
It's all right. Straight peel.
Ryan Fry.
Clean. Yep, clean. Oh, wait. Got.
Yeah, that's your best way. If you can glue it on that back yellow, and it's extremely tough to make it curl that much.
Manitoba's called the timeout.
You can hit this and roll away.
They try and not freeze that back one, right?
Well, that's sort of what I was thinking our best chances.
We can get it like dead nut frozen. That's our only chance.
Then he picks that off, I think, if we
here.
can make this. And then, well, what I'm saying is, like, any roll this way, this one's sort of protected, right?
Totally agree. Perfect. That was just a question of when you did it, I
When,
thought.
yeah.
I think we gotta do it on my first
I
one.
sort of think we gotta do it now.
I think so. And he might even just try and blast those two and roll away, right? And then you still just draw up inside. But I think you're right. He just picks. Yeah.
But then we're freezing that again.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna have to go wider. It's gonna be a little bit of guess on the weight and the line.
I think it'll be close to good.
How much wider than this rock do you have to go?
A foot.
Well,
this one was nice.
I think it's a guess on how much this will curl.
We gotta go more. I mean, I can just.
I think we have to get out into here.
Yeah,
Make it,
for
boys.
sure.
I think speed will be close, Mike.
Okay.
Let me just give it a little extra.
Okay.
once you make that freeze, if these are blasted out, they all disappear. Then Team McEwen can sit one over here, and you can't make the double. It's going to jam. So it's well thought out. It's just a.
That guy's good, eh? Yeah.
This has to be really good.
Yeah, it has to be welded on its nose.
And we've talked about the curl here. I think with back 8 weight, you might be able to get by the guard, but like it's something light, it's just going to curl so fast. You'll have trouble getting it by the red and maybe queue up a red double, and then they're in trouble.
So going out onto the hill, and then watching it come down right to the back.
Pretty deliberate release on that to make sure it tried to hold the line.
Wanted to be frozen right to the face.
It's well out there, nice.
Wozniak.
Matty.
Danny Neufeld.
Yeah, keep going. Keep going.
Go, Matt. Trying to nearly need to carve this in if they can get there, but they're going to come up light.
Good try.
Really good try. The line was spot on.
You could tell by the way BJ threw it, kind of a little in out, make sure it had some really good back motion kind of to start, so it ran the line.
The unfortunate part, we talked about this right at the get-go, by throwing a center guard, McEwen knew everything was going to be clustered together. Now there's a red double.
If you kill that, that's good. You know what I mean?
Is that red there?
As planned,
is it
I'm
double
just saying
there?
as plan
Is
B.
the double there?
Yes, it is. That's what we're trying. But
Okay, let's make the double.
whoa. Yep. Whoa. EJ, whoa.
Brian Fry.
Yes. Hard.
Brian Harnden.
Came up on him.
And they'll make the double, and they will
Good throw.
hold the shooter T-line full in the 12-foot.
Oh, that was made.
That was made all day.
You. Sorry. Yeah. I think that's the shot, right?
Probably not still not going to get a chance.
Even this. Okay.
Oh, what?
No, it can't be there.
No.
Now that leaves a double.
This will freeze it, right?
Just even.
Here, eh?
Good speed here.
Yeah, same. Like they go on that too, Matty.
Go then.
It's late.
Wait only.
Whoa.
Wait only.
Should be pretty quick here.
Looks hot.
Somebody said out of his hand, they may have to
pretty
go
good.
on this.
Oh, it's
Still heavy.
It's the old inside-out shot that's a little straighter
gotta
now,
get the
means
height
it'll be a
right.
little bit quicker.
Girl. Well, no, it's just, whoa, it needs to sit. It needs to sit. Okay, good.
And sit it does.
Nice play.
Hey?
It's crazy fast. Hardly threw that.
Half rock, right?
Yep.
Hair thicker's okay.
Yeah.
To make the double, you certainly run a risk of jamming this, Cheryl. I think they're going to try to hit it a little thicker, kill that one that was just throwing and roll over to that pile.
BJ's just stopped in the right time.
I don't think that holds.
Late.
Brad Jacobs.
Yep, right. Whoa, no.
Brian Fry calling line. And rolling it over. And then they'll just gear away. So shot stone for the moment. Belongs to Manitoba, needing 2 to tie.
Actually threw it too hard. Same angle, lighter, it's right on top.
He left a little pocket his shooter to behind the tee so he can freeze right to it.
I'm not going to need a timeout on my last
Just
one.
thinking if he tapped it.
Well,
Has
I
to
mean,
pick
he just
this.
rips this.
Yeah. If he ever touches the top one, you get 3.
Yeah.
Is
So
he
you're
trying to tap
saying,
this a bit?
is it worth it? If you can just move it to where your broom is. Stay right here.
Just thinking if you freeze it
Yeah.
good, he just blasts it. It's a little bit of an easier shot. If you tap this and stay right here, he's got less of this, right? Like, it's a harder shot.
You move this to here. You just
sit
you
here.
gotta be very. You
Yeah.
can't roll your shooter too much because then
No.
he can get
exactly.
going. So your shooter has to stay here. You can roll it.
Well, they can roll a bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go too much.
Well, as long as you don't tap the thing is you tap this too far, he just bombs it off there.
Yeah.
But I guess that's jamming, right?
This is their only chance, though, I think, is to just bump it a bit and make this,
Okay.
have our shooter kind of right here.
So I just need this weight then.
I think it's whatever you think is easiest to get it there, right? What weight? Is the freeze easier than the tap? Because they're kind of
Yeah, I
it's
think-
kind of I think a little
the
tap's
tap
probably
is
easier.
just as
Yeah.
easy as
Just
the
gotta get the
freeze.
line right.
Yeah.
With a better result.
Yeah. Okay.
No, it's one of them. It's really bad too.
Just the
I'm sort
only
of
risk
thinking
with the tap is the line if you ever rolled off.
I think it's close.
Can't say enough about what John Meade has meant to this team in this season and getting out of Manitoba.
Nice part about doing that, Cheryl, is it's hard to get that top on, and if you try to hit that red this way, it could double jam. Interesting situation here all of a sudden.
Hooking coming in, isn't it?
Yeah. Crossing center.
Back tee, remember that. So
Kind of, if you make it really good, there's an outside chance at 3. I think the back one will be open. And Brad Jacobs will just pick it, give up the 2.
Stayed last.
But if you don't get this in the right spot, there'll be a simple double to end the game.
Now line's got to be good on it. I think the error would be to come up lighter and freeze it to overthrow it.
Mike McEwen's
Right now,
first.
Little Max.
I think if they can make this perfectly, they just may have a chance to set themselves up for 3 in the win. 2 to tie.
Hard. Wait's pretty good. Hard. Hard. Go.
Wozniak,
Hard!
Denny Neufeld, Wozniak, Neufeld. And they're coming just over curls.
Third.
So shot stolen.
Light.
Still belongs to Manitoba. Not quite to the nose.
Pick this back one.
I think Mike just got caught throwing through the slide path. It's a little stickier.
He'll have this.
Yeah. Nothing we can do. You can try it soft, but that might make it easier. No?
Felt max out of my hand.
I'm not concerned about it.
I mean, if we pick it,
Just maybe
he has this.
I think that makes it. I think that's the toughest shot. Like, if we play it soft and go here, but he might, like, if you get to nose, then it's just an easy triple.
Yeah, you don't want nose, I don't think.
But
But if you
just
get
pick it, man.
What are you thinking?
Just pick it.
Give him 2.
Give him
Well, I
2?
don't. How to?
Tough shot for 2 if you pick it.
He's not shot over this.
He knows this?
Oh,
yeah, true. Well,
I don't think he'd be shot over this.
Well, you can play it quiet and hit it just off nose.
you think like roll to the center line's pretty good.
I don't mind that.
Like if you, what if you know?
You think he can get that? Like if.
Yes.
Yeah, I never really
All
thought
day.
of that.
Easy.
Close.
Easy, but
I can't roll it all.
I like this.
I think we just roll a bit to the right.
yeah. Here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you're dead nose.
Dead nose isn't terrible, right? I don't think, because like that yellow's always got to be jamming here. Always. What?
Dead nose. I think this is a shot.
I think we roll away and then we make him play that real thin. It's a tough shot.
Well, the only thing with rolling away is it makes this shot easier, I almost think, doesn't it? Like if we roll to here.
What if we just roll right in front? Over? Do we have to
Pretty
roll that
tough.
far?
If you roll to there, that's the shot.
Sorry?
If you roll to this is the shot, because then it's like if you roll to here, that's too thin. You can never.
Well,
make
it's ding, ding,
ding,
ding.
ding. Yeah. Still, if he makes it, then
They're thinking like.
I like rolling a rock.
They wanted to pick it at first. I don't think that's.
Roll a rock.
rock is good.
That gives him roll a rock just gives him a
They're
bang
worried
triple,
that
doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does.
roll then.
Yeah, it
he
does.
half
hits
rock
what he
triple.
can.
Isn't
yeah,
just
he
picking
hits
it
what he
the
hits what he can see, and
safest?
it's like a
Oh, for sure.
The only other thing is,
half a rock's a real tough shot.
like I believe that this shot here
I think that's.
is pretty tough.
I
to
do
out,
too.
To outcount that can't roll, and like nose doesn't do it. He has to get inside, and that's going that way.
Right.
It's not going to go that far.
It's not going very
It only
far.
has to go an inch.
We don't need it to
Right,
go.
he's got a ton of space right there.
This rock is not moving.
Rock
far
is
at all.
going dead here, and he's got to hit here. Here.
Yeah.
For 2.
We have another timeout. Hold it here. Call another timeout?
Yeah. Might as well.
And I don't think.
I don't like picking it. I like trying to roll.
Trying to roll, eh?
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Oh, I just feel like rolling helps him make a shot.
I agree with that too, Cheryl.
So do I.
'Cause you're going to have to pick that yellow one, and you're
We wanna
rolling
just
forever.
roll
So why leave backing for McEwen?
You've got to savor if they leave one there.
It's either that or roll too far, right?
Yeah,
I don't
think
want
so.
to just roll to here.
No, I think that's your worst.
Okay.
Exactly.
So we're just trying to hang it on way over here, right?
I think so.
All right.
Yeah, because
Okay.
even if he plays this, he might just shooter
I agree.
might spill up to it.
Control?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I like control.
I like it. Let's go.
Control, wait right there.
Roll off.
Decision made.
The whole decision's all about
We
this
rolled
one.
too far,
Can
you
you
rolled too
hit
far.
that
They still
and not
touch
roll
off the
out
two.
an inch and still have the shooter roll in an inch? I don't think that shot's there. So if that shot's not there, just kill this thing, because by making a really nice soft weight tap and rolling over here, that allows Mike McEwen to throw whatever weight he wants and have a wall over here to sit for the 2. So if that red raise on the left is not there, and I don't think it is, just roll away here.
Yep. Gotta go.
Whoa. Yep.
Just wanted to push that
Come on,
stone
Ryan.
through and then
Yep.
roll it over,
Gotta go.
hang it on the
Whoa,
4.
whoa, whoa. Yep. Yes. Yep.
Ryan
Yep.
Harden.
Whoa.
All about the
Yep.
line call
Yep.
here. Ryan Fry's
Yep.
calling
Hardy.
that.
Hardy.
Push it through. Oh, now they're going to sit there. They didn't get the roll they wanted.
That made it easier.
For this, but not.
Just got the double off the
Just
shot
gotta
rock, Cheryl.
throw peel.
You got to get this to here.
Yeah.
Straight pick was
Two-thirds?
just a better
Hard,
result.
for sure.
Not easy.
A little less than half.
That was
right?
not an easy shot.
half. This one might just not.
Yeah.
Remember
Oh,
what's at
sorry.
stake
Keep
here.
the
The third place team, the bronze medal team, gets
Yeah, I'll keep the shooter
$51,000
with,
as well
thick
as
half.
ranking
Right?
points.
Like half, does it go far enough?
Fourth place team gets $41,000 in points.
You gotta try it.
Yeah.
You just hit probably 3/4, it'll roll left. Well, not even, maybe a little less than 3/4.
Exactly. And ends up in here somewhere.
Yep.
I think a thick half.
Whereas if you'd rolled away, Cheryl, you have to tick that yellow one that's 90% underneath cover.
This is straight right here, right?
That's his
Then you
thinking
take it.
time. He has no more
Little less.
timeouts available.
Hey, Mike, here we go.
The only saving grace for Jacobs is that the back two are angled a bit, so you've got to get it fairly thin. Fairly thin, you might lose your shooter. Need some speed here.
And he gets it across T-line in time.
Yep.
Final stone needs 2 to tie and force an extra. Denny Neufeld
Whoa.
needs 2 to tie. Bang, bang, and he'll get him. And the bronze medal game at this year's Tim Hortons Brier is going to go one more.
For the win. By the second, needs to get to the lid.
This season's been really good for us. We've played a lot of games. We've been in a lot of big games this year, and I think that's going to pay off going into Sunday night. We're comfortable being the only sheet out there. We're comfortable being on TV, and we're looking forward to the opportunity.
Whoa.
The always exciting hit off, bang the red, move it in, fill it up, move the red enough. What a shot from Kevin Cooey.
This is great for us. First Brier playoffs, and you know we've come to play all week, but we really raised our game.
Yes, 2 very experienced teams, but at different levels. Yeah, Brad's there, gold medal winner, of course. And So this is third, Mark Nichols, but you look at what the Cooey team have done as a foursome. Could that experience be the difference tonight? We'll find out. It's the gold medal game. Tim Hortons Brier comes your way at 7:30 Eastern Time. From here in Ottawa, the arena at TD Place, Mike McEwen got his deuce on a little bit of a strange final shot choice by Northern Ontario and Brad Jacobs. You were thinking that why didn't he just play the pick and roll away?
Yeah, you pick and roll away. The Mike's got to hair that rock. You can only see like an inch of, and then how do you save your thrown rock without all that backing there? Now, granted, Mike still made a triple, but it wasn't an impossible shot for a player of that caliber.
So here in this extra, it will be Northern Ontario that does have the last rock. They have the hammer playing the Yellow Stones. Another impressive performance by Ryan Harnden.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Try. Try. All the way, try. Try. DJ. Try, DJ. Try. Go. Try. Go, DJ. Go. EJ. Go, hard try.
Go. All right. Attaboy.
Rolls both rocks to the edge of the 12.
Backline weight now with most of these teams. It used to be like board, and then they decided hack. We're down to about backline weight, just a little more than backline. With these stones, you hit it in the high side, you're going to get a lot of roll on both
like
rocks.
Cross center.
Whoa, boys. Okay, line's
good.
Weight's good.
Maddie's in. Yeah, cross center. Yep, keep going. Make it a little different.
Move it around a little bit if you can.
Whoa, close. EJ. Whoa. Oh, EJ. Right. EJ, yep. EJ. Whoa.
What's going on
here? EJ. Right. EJ.
Hardy. Real close.
Whoa.
Shot, Pete.
Well, they'll open up that center line, but the stone didn't go quite as far, so it's covering the edge of the 8
you would
now.
have to be close, anyways.
Yeah, it's go around that, right?
Two little stagger
just
covering
go
the
here
edge
now?
of the 12
Think
on
so?
the other side.
All right.
Yeah. I wish those were my rocks. Hey, make that shot Fry made.
Let it curl.
Coming down a bit, Beach.
T line.
Line's good. Yeah, got to curl.
BJ's
Gotta
in.
curl.
Keep going.
Just
going.
Just beach.
Yeah, all the way back. Right here.
Yep. Keep going. Help him, Mike. Keep going.
Good spot, mate.
Shot.
Good sweep, guys.
Spot, Matty. Had boy.
Going in that early is unusual. It's certainly at the club level because you keep throwing center guards, assuming you might get a nose hit or a flash. But the odds of that happening with these two teams are so slim.
Shot each.
Get it in there, probably sit 2 at some point, Cheryl. Maybe go top 8 and gonna make that draw a little tougher too.
You want to guard it, right?
Did you hear Mike McEwen say, I wish these two on the left, yellow, were his rocks? Because he played the Ryan Fry. He played that great spin shot into the top button.
Yeah, I agree.
You make the assumption at the club level that we can even get it to the rings.
That's right.
Not a lot of handle. Not a lot of handle.
It's diving a bit.
Keep going.
Does that have to curl?
No.
It's good.
No.
Just there's no handle. That's the bad thing. Okay.
It's a good shot.
Come on. Matty, boy.
Jim, look at that finish. The late finish will cover half the stone.
Yep.
Just keep guarding it up. Stay patient. Not too far off the 4-foot, that rock.
Fry's gonna have a top.
higher than me?
Yep.
You got room.
Go a
Lots
bit,
of room.
Mike. That's in. That's got a lot of line. Keep going.
All right, Matt.
You get halfway?
Gotta go.
Yeah, it's past half almost.
Whoa.
Halfway. Hard.
Yep. Okay, it's good.
Spot.
Good sweep.
Good spot.
Good sweep.
Pretty nice. You ever chase the back one, and then your guard's guarding a little bit more of the forefoot.
Straight peel's fine. Well, yep.
All the numbers pretty impressive for
Other way. Ryan.
Northern Ontario. No, they're going to leave it there. Boy, oh boy. And it is covering that. Shot stone now, full in the 8.
That was a bad break. Vic, that picked.
Yeah, it did.
How's that happen?
Try and make it slightly
I don't know,
better.
man. That had a lot of rotation, too.
It picked.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know how that happens.
How do you nose it, not get the back one?
That.
Yeah.
And if you had a chance.
Sure.
Yeah. Time out.
Again?
Yeah, I mean, coming into here, we're not making this any better.
Yeah.
We're getting as much as the 8 foot as we can. Pretty close.
I mean, freezing to it.
I mean, it
doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Each team gets one timeout in the extra.
Yeah, it's sort of thought about that.
Just trying to hook a piece underneath.
Like if you could.
You just can't be like here, right?
No,
Then he
you
does.
have to be like right here.
I was thinking here.
Does that just give him this?
He just peels that.
He goes at it thin.
He gives her a go at that, right?
Yeah, and if you're a bit higher, I think does he still give it a go?
He just slaps.
Maybe not. A little dangerous, but
That's
and we've still got that guard.
That's what I was going to say, is that even if he makes that, it doesn't change the situation,
No,
right? But he can roll it to the button.
Yes,
Right.
right.
And you're going to need a break, a miss, or something. And
So we're just putting a guard here.
yeah, I just don't think you want to leave the double. Well, it doesn't. You're guarding that then,
Doesn't
right?
matter. It doesn't change the situation. Guard here.
Yeah, he's not going to hit this one first unless it's
Well, we
unless
just,
it's just a
just
chimp, right?
wasting
Yeah.
something then. We're just getting him to waste a shot or two, essentially.
Well, you're hoping, I think, for a break. He might just straight peel.
Well, the end result, though, if we're going to use that one, we just want to be here, right?
Another option is to try and just get a little bit more of the 8 foot.
I don't think that matters.
Yeah, I don't think.
I like
that's
Johnny's
what I
idea of something in here. Even if he makes it,
As long as you don't leave him that,
you think he
right?
plays that? He ever misses that?
Oh, I know. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. He could nut it too, right?
Put it right
He's not
here.
playing
out.
that.
Right here.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be so tight.
I personally think
Just
it's
let
worth it.
him do this. Maybe we get a break.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
And if he
He,
makes
he
it,
might he might just straight
Might
peel
just
it,
straight
too.
peel.
Yeah.
Probably does straight peel. I don't know.
This makes sense somewhere in here, this type of area, because once you put it there, they were worrying about this shot here. I don't think Brad Jacobs is going
Like
to take
the
that
out?
on. The rock they want to get rid of is that middle one. So once it's there, you might as well take a free run at it if you're Jacobs. The only thing to go wrong is if it hits too solid and maybe rolls this way. And that'll tighten that scoring area up for Northern Ontario. So, but I'd be shocked if Jacobs doesn't at least peel this.
Yeah, set with hammer, center guard.
Keep going, keep going.
Mine's good.
Just head down to me.
Cool guys, straight up.
Yeah, Danny.
Hard.
It's
Hard, just go. Hard as it goes.
whoa.
Go, Danny. Yep, keep going. Go.
Whoa.
Good sweet.
Okay.
Good sweet.
A little higher.
Yeah.
I like it. I'll play it thin, though.
Well, I was thinking like that.
That's pretty good too.
You
Yeah,
can
can you
push
get the
that
corner as well
Right.
as the center?
Whatever one you like.
A little bit less danger, too, if the red ever goes
Because
back. And
I don't know, like, this doesn't change anything,
Okay.
right?
Well,
The only thing is, I'm not sure if, I mean, it's got to be missing it.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
if you go red
Like, the
trail,
ice or
even
peel
if you
that or
make
push
it,
that in.
Mike McEwen's going to put it back where it is now. So there's no use taking that risk. Get rid of the
Don't
front.
go for it too hard.
And this is a chance to get
It's
the
about,
red and the yellow
I'd
guard.
say a third or so.
Virtually right on the center line will be close.
Yep. Well, yep. Yep.
keep going. Roll it.
And they'll go across the top of that stone, guarding the 8-foot, 10-shot rock.
Copy on Mike's last.
Are you thinking right here?
Because he might give that a go now.
Come around it, right? Full forward.
Well, it doesn't, then I draw there, and it's the same difference,
you
right?
could
But if he
position
gives it a
one
go
on
and
his
jams
last,
it, that's our best chance of winning, right?
Normally you wouldn't do this. You'd try to guard the one that's
Right?
shot, because this gives a
I don't
double
think
for
he'll- I
Northern
don't think he'll
Ontario.
ever give it a go.
Can you get in the line that you're going to throw your next one on? Is that this? Because I think our next shot, we want to be just on this side of center line, top 8, right? It makes this shot real hard.
Right.
I would have to go wider.
Well, why don't you do that?
It's a great idea. Get a practice
Go
shot.
wide.
Get a practice
Wide.
throw.
Yeah, so you can
A little
see
bit
it.
more.
Manitoba's not worried if the double's made, because Mike can sink around the corner guard
I'm not
anyways.
super keen here.
No?
No.
I think he could actually make it a little bit better.
More than BJ.
Yeah.
Mine's good. You want to just pass this?
Weight's good. Weight's good. A little heavy.
We're all there right now.
Holding.
Just to my broom.
It's got to stop.
Yeah.
It's coming down.
Just out of the
Gotta
house.
stop still.
It's coming down.
It's just out. It's really
Coming
good.
down.
All on its own.
Shot, Mike.
Good.
And it will stop.
Beach?
Yeah, I agree. I like trying it.
It's quite an angle now.
Yeah. About half a rock.
Yeah.
This can still jam.
Less than half.
And you got to be careful to make it better for them and give
Right.
Manitoba something to guard.
Because as we keep saying,
if I have to
even
go
if
around the
this
corner?
red double's made,
Yes.
there'll be another red one in behind
It's
there
gonna be
shortly.
faster. Yes. Okay.
Slight advantage is if you do make the red double and Mike doesn't quite bury, and you can hit, and there's no Manitoba saver in there.
Brian.
Yep. Yep. Thin, thin.
Thin.
Shot,
Got it.
Brad.
Oh boy. It'll stay in play on the edge.
Nice throw.
This is pretty good.
That ever straight, eh?
That's the way we should have been playing it anyway. Thin, thin. Shot, Brad.
So brush down on the edge of the 4 to get where? Behind that corner covering the edge of the 4 on the other side?
Just as much of the forfeit as you can. You can show him a little sliver because he's going to draw.
What he just threw? Probably.
Maybe a foot more.
Yeah, and he could be facing a 2 if he does.
That is the difference now, is if Brad hits this and rolls out, he loses.
So you think that's same weight?
I think pretty close.
Yeah, maybe a foot more. That's it.
That's it. Okay.
That's why Mike wanted a chance at the draw path on the first one.
Final stone for Manitoba, Mike McEwen.
I got there.
Mine's nice.
I don't. I didn't really add a lot.
Drags it a bit, though.
Clean it.
Yeah.
Mine's
touch.
good.
Your line's pretty close. Just put it on the tee.
Mine's really good. That's the curl bit.
Still there.
No.
Matt's tight.
No,
That's tight. Needs
heavy.
curl.
Maddie, you got to make this curl.
Maddie, go.
Maddie.
Go, Matt.
Go, Matt.
Hard. Hard.
There's
Go,
that
go,
late
go, go,
finish.
go, go, go.
Good.
And tee line, and just full in the 8.
Shot, Mike.
Not even a thought. It's all about the draw.
Just finished up in time.
Pretty much the best he could do. Gets a little nibble of the 4.
As the crowd responds
pretty much best
to
we
a
could
well-played
ask
game,
for.
the bronze medal game. Often difficult for the two teams involved. Come here with all that hope and expectation of a championship, and then playing now for the bronze medal, and the money that goes with it, and their ranking points. Needs a bite of the red. Piece of the 4-foot. Final stone. 86%. Brad Jacobs on his draw so far.
Probably in a
Tee.
fast path here.
Good for tee. Hasn't really started to curl yet.
Easy.
How to get off that guard. It is. Now it needs just to stop. Where's this going to go now? This has to dig in here sometime soon. Sometime soon it has to dig in, and it will. Boy, it got into that slide path. Make the final. Northern Ontario wins it in an extra 7-6 to pick up the bronze medal at this year's Tim Hortons Brier. They never laid a lick to it. And then it got to that center line, and now half a rock from going too far. So the bronze medal will be going to Northern Ontario. Who will take home gold and who will take home silver? We'll decide that at 7:30 Eastern Time when we're back with you. Kevin Cooey, Alberta, Brad Guju, Newfoundland and Labrador, TSN's 1, 3, 4, and 5. As our week comes to an end here on Championship Sunday from the arena at TD Place. So till we talk with you again, thank you for joining us here in Ottawa and the Tim Hortons Brier on Canada's sports leader, TSN.